Hello, and welcome to the party dungeon. This is Dungeon Party, yay! As always, I'm your DM, Blake Peoples, and this is your cast. Peter's here, don't worry, he's just going to the bathroom. What's up? We're gonna play D&D today. How's everybody doing? Both those of us in the call together, and those of us not in the call together.
Wait, did you start the stream already?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, never mind.
I warned you several times you're gonna start the stream, Phoenix. Is there something you wanted to do?
I was on mute.
No, you weren't.
Here I was. See, like
That doesn't mean you can't hear me! God damn it. Anyway, I have a couple of announcements to make. One of them is that I'm sorry about how I'm gonna just keep changing colors tonight. It's just my webcam's white balance is not working, so I just look weird all night. I'm sorry about that. Hopefully it'll be fixed by next week, but whatever.
That's what happens when you use those fancy newfangled webcams and not the ones pre-built in your laptop.
Well, there's no webcam on this computer, so I had to buy one, and it's pretty cheap. But you know, I
mean, you could have quality like this.
I could look like I'm being viewed through a slightly opaque glass. Also, if I scream randomly tonight, it's because there's a cockroach. So.
I thought Steve got rid of him.
Steve sprayed some shit, but they're not. He said it might take a while because they're pretty big. So.
Oh.
bad roaches.
That's not what you want to hear.
No. Steve was very nice though. I just don't know if what he did will actually help me. But that doesn't really matter. Does anybody else have any announcements that they'd like to make today? I know someone does.
We get to 15 viewers, we get to watch Blake knife fight a cockroach.
Sure.
September goal.
Everybody, it's time for another round of What's Chelsea Playing?
Yay!
On this very special episode, Chelsea finished the story of Spider-Man on PS4. She no spoilers, but I cried through the whole boss fight. Not because I was like doing badly, I was doing great.
I was kicking ass, I promise.
Just for the meaning of it, I was crying. I am now like halfway through the DLC. Yeah.
Nice.
If there's any games you guys think I should try.
Yeah, you should.
No, let's do this. What should Chelsea play next? Interactive edition, because I'm indecisive.
Phasmophobia.
You are not my. Why? I just asked you to please take away my entire side view. What if I wasn't wearing pants? Stop it! I don't like knowing what I look like from that angle.
Should we do a Monday night stream of the Crab Dad's Guide Chelsea through Phasmophobia?
We could do that, yeah.
Please not.
Have you guys played since the new update?
No, I don't think so.
Haven't we?
No, there was another new one.
There's another one, Blake. Another reason to go back.
Oh, the game's way creepier now. Like.
Oh, really?
Oh, they made it. And they still plan on making it creepier still, but the recent update was like so much fun. Ghosts they can track your flashlight now, and they can track your electronics. Oh, this is the last thing I say about it. Your the video camera, you hold it like a camcorder now, so you can carry it around with you and look for ghost orbs. And there's.
Wait, so you can't just hang out in the van anymore?
I mean, you can.
Then we can play.
I'll have to. Should I? Maybe I.
Oh, you only know if the ghost is hunting if you are close to it, because that's the only time your equipment starts to freak out. So you could be on the other side of the building, you have no idea.
Yeah, and they have a new gadget that's like there's a lot of green light, and you can see the ghost walk
through it. Yeah, the dots projector. It's fun.
Oh,
it's really
great.
Cool. I recommend playing it.
And this is the only reason why I won't do that. We live above our landlord, and they don't need to hear my absolute screams of terror. And I don't.
You live above them. That means you're of higher station. So.
Yeah.
How's my mic sensitivity? Is it like super high? I just turned it down. I thought it was too high. Am I extra hot or am I okay right now?
You're always extra hot, baby.
Got him.
I'm talking like Mike.
Make some noise that's not talking. See if it picks it up.
We could like hear it, but it was like muffled as though coming from a different room.
Yeah, we heard the clap, but I didn't hear much of the other
A
stuff.
raspberry. Alright, well, does anybody else have any announcements they want to make?
Okay, so serious answers only.
Oh,
Should I get Miles Morales on the PS4, even though I've heard it's better on PS5, and should I wait it out until I can somehow get my hands on a PS5?
2 years.
I'll give 3 options. Should I go back to Assassin's Creed Black Flag, or something totally new? Pop that in the chat. Wherever that is.
Or the,
Yes,
or the suggestions channel of our Discord. If you're
Yeah.
part of the Discord.
Black Flag
Oh, yeah.
is pretty good.
I love how I'm asking for suggestions and I don't stream these.
We can do that. We should do that.
Okay.
Chelsea streams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we'll do Chelsea
One day.
streams.
I keep saying I'll stream a Lego game.
Yeah.
And I never do.
I have Lego Star Wars, the original trilogy, if you want to stream that together.
Stream one of the Lego games from before, like, they got good.
So like Lego Soccer or Lego City.
No.
Yeah, or like Lego Island or Rock Raiders. Like, one of the weird ones.
No.
Alright.
Rock Raiders gets brought up like once a month here.
Dude, I love Rock Raiders so much.
Alright. Let's play D&D, yeah?
Yeah.
Eh.
Fuck you,
Okay.
Peter.
Played a lot of TTRPGs today.
Shut up, dude. We did play Monster of the Week for the first time today, and it was a lot of fun. I got fucking captured by a scarecrow several times. But that's my job, so. Alright. D&D. So, let's do a little recap, why don't we? Last time on Dungeon Party Show Bright Futures, our heroes went off on a quest. To escort a caravan to Salos, down to the south. And in order to get to Salos, they would have to travel through the Underdark. Last session, they made their way from Kelshar, where they started, all the way to Dulnors, the entrance to Khovdek, the Drow city in the Underdark. And, you know, it went pretty well. But everyone was kind of bummed out the whole time, so it felt a little weird. I don't know.
Everyone?
What?
Not everyone.
Everyone got a little bit bummed out, I'd say.
You got the 3 beach pals.
Yeah, but one of the beach
Yeah,
pals
but-
had to hear her friend say, I want to raise people. It's the only time I feel alive. So,
But that's girl talk.
And our beacon of hope is just
yeah, the
Enough
ever
now.
cheerful Turn is having a rough life these days. So that's been a bummer. But on your way down the hour-long elevator, a few things happened. The crew realized that one of the other guards of the caravan, Revenant, a mysterious black leather-clad individual, is actually the reincarnated William Johnson, their old guard friend from back at school, who was killed in an effort to get Shandi to listen to his dad. But he was resurrected, and he is now undead, and he's hanging out with the group, as well as giving them some sort of unsettling information about a strange possession he had undergone in his life, and a symbol that they recognized. They also spoke to Balthazar, the demon in an hourglass that they just hang out with, about keeping him secret and safe while in the Underdark, because he was created by Lolth.
me.
Yes, by Lolth, the Spider Queen, who the Drow worship. But they got to the
Spider
bottom.
Mom.
Yep. They got to the bottom of the elevator and made their way out into this district of Khovdek. Yeah. So, that's where we will pick up today. Let's do this. There we go. All right. So, as you guys sort of pull out of the loading station with the elevator, with your new mounts, these strange spider lizard hybrids that are carrying the carts, Agile Mask will turn to you and say, "So we're gonna need to stop for a little while to do some supplies gathering. The idea is once we head out into the Underdark, we don't stop until we get to the next district, about halfway through this journey. These things can go for months at a time without stopping, so you're all just we're gonna take rotations on who's sleeping in the second carriage and just keep on going, but we need to stock up for that journey, so that's the plan."
The way he said that, I pictured him like slapping the back of one of the spiders, like, "These babies got a lot of mileage."
You can ride these babies for mile.
But yeah. Are you guys? I guess there's the two wagons. Which one are you in at the moment?
Back wagon.
Cool.
Back wagon.
Wagon.
Eyes still closed.
Front wagon, I guess.
Beach Boys in the front wagon.
Beach Boys in the front wagon.
Yeah.
Why do we keep doing this?
The blue gang in the back wagon. You're blue now because you're sad.
No, that's Peter's character.
You're right. All right. Cool. So, as you progress into the city, you are somewhat in awe of its grandeur. It's not fabulous or majestic in the way that a Zymorian city is, with its wonders of magitech and convenience of living, nor is it in the way that a Seleucian city would be, with its massive spires and intricate decor. Khovdek's grandeur lies in its relationship to the Underdark around it. Down here is nowhere that you guys, save maybe Septon, with your Shadowfell experiences, and Tether, with your demonic cultish experiences, have ever felt before. The earth around you feels alive and it wants to do you harm. The way the rocks form is alien, and the strange gems glinting in the distance seem as unfathomable blind eyes watching and waiting. The very air you breathe is heavy and twisted, weighed down by some otherworldly malice, but the district itself, the city, stands against these forces. The buildings are solid, sturdy, reliable, and somehow also beautiful. The glowing fungus that is carefully cultivated around the onyx-cobbled streets give a cold but comforting glow, keeping the gnawing dark from getting too close. Even the defenses of the district, the spiked walls, cages built into towers holding the jellified remains of indescribable entities, and even these don't feel menacing, but rather serve as a protection from the unthinking and overwhelming gloom of the Underdark. And the people of the district are no different. The sea of gray and purple faces that the caravan rolls by shows no real joy at the sight of outsiders, but also no real malice. The Drow simply go about their lives in this place in a manner no different to those who live in the cities above, and that, in and of itself, sort of pushes back the omnipresent gloom around you. A major difference between the Drow here and those who live on the surface is that they don't even look twice at you. There are no lingering eyes on Tether as there would be in Kelshar, and no looks at wonder at Septon. The people of Khovdek seem wholly uninterested in the group. Each person they pass gives you a look, as though they're calculating your merit, and then goes about their business. Now, this isn't to say that they aren't interesting, though. There are some strange sights to be seen walking amongst the Drow of Khovdek. There are creatures that could unmistakably be defined as demons walking about the streets. They're all chained or restrained in some way, but they're frightfully common. For every group of Drow, there almost seems to be a demon. There are also several surface dwellers, a group of hill dwarves with mining gear, a human woman with dirty blonde hair and a mask covering the upper half of her face, a trio of gnome bachelors who are inarguably soused, a dragonborn man carried on a palanquin made of bones carried by skeletons, and many, many more. It's also worth noting that each drow that you pass by wears a symbol on their person, whether this be embroidered to their clothing, carved into a ring or necklace, or even tattooed onto their skin itself. Each individual bears a mark. As you pass through the district, you begin to recognize repeating marks. A sickle crossed over a potion bottle, a spiked shield, 8 rings arranged in a circle, twin lightning bolts, a worm cleft in twain. It begins to become clear that these markings group the people of Khovdek together. And those of you who have paid attention in politics class have no trouble starting to realize the status that some of these markings impart to their bearers. When a group with the sickle and potion pass through a crowded marketplace, the crowds part around them and folks avert their eyes, whereas those adorned with a worm marking must almost shove their way through their peers to make it by. It's an interesting layout. Yeah, you're making your way through through this district of Khovdek. Would any of you have done research on the Underdark before you came here? I know Turn and Tether and probably Septon wouldn't have, but
I mean, maybe a little on Drow.
sure. Yeah, Una probably did some reading. So yeah, I guess you know that Khovdek, the kingdom, is thought of by its citizens as one massive city that takes up the entirety of the Underdark under Anarcia. In truth, it's not. There are 18 distinct districts throughout Khovdek that are just located in separate places throughout the Underdark. And there's some smaller settlements between, but by the will of the lead house, the highest noble house of Khovdek, it is a city. They are not a country with distinct city-states. They are one large city with several different districts. You would also know that this is the Zil'hind district. It's one of the larger ones because it's the closest district to a legal surface opening, closest to the Elemendur, the capital of Noldor. So it's got quite a lot of stuff going on because of that. You'd also probably know from reading, and Septon, you might know this a little bit too if you research the Drow, that they are every Drow belongs to a house, unless they're like the lowest of the low, the worst, the like street sweepers and bank tellers of Khovdek. Every Drow belongs to a house, and most of a Drow's life is spent trying to further their house's reputation. There's a lot of power jockeying that happens in Khovdek, but what you do know, because this is the most stressed thing in all of the writing about the Drow, is that it's all within their system of laws. Khovdek is a strict meritocracy. There's a law for everything. Every activity has codes associated with it. Every crime has a very specific punishment that no emotion goes into. So it's a lot of... Some of the most high-powered figures in Drow society are barristers and judges, because they're the ones who dictate how everyone else lives their lives, and Drow stick to the law as much as they can. Not to say there isn't gray areas. There's a lot of political backstabbing here and there, but like it's all within the law, you know. But yeah, you probably don't know what the distinct houses markings mean from the minimal research you did. Plus, there's like hundreds of Drow houses that vary from district to district, but you get a sense of what symbols hold higher status here. It also helps that there are many, though the one symbol, the sickle crossed over a potion bottle, it's emblazoned on like buildings and banners and signs all over the district. You assume that this is probably the house that's in charge, at least in Zil'hind. Yep. Yeah, is there anything anyone wants to do while you guys are traveling through the streets of Zil'hind?
I'm gonna say for myself, no.
Cool.
Yeah, I think Shanti's just gonna take in the sights and, keep lookout.
Sure. Great.
Yeah, I don't think have anything.
Lay low.
What did you say?
I am laying low.
He's just face down on the cart. I'm like furiously taking notes. Not furiously. I'm just taking notes on just taking notes on what I see and if it like matches the research I had done. And
It's interesting. I mean, a lot of the research from people who had been to Khovdek, a lot of the stuff that you read that was written by citizens of Nildor or people who had lived in Khovdek before is pretty much matching up with what you see. But there's also a lot of stuff that you read that isn't true. A lot of, like, the Drow are evil and will kill outsiders on the spot. There's a lot of things like, oh yeah, they're best friends with demons, but as you look out, like, yeah, there's demons in the society, but they seem to be distinctly, like, kept captive by the Drow, both as servants and as demonstrations of their house's power. It's not like we're just hanging out, having good times with demons, whatever, no big deal. The thing that does match up through all of it is the spider iconography everywhere. There's so many spiders. Every building has, like, an ivory spider on it. There's spiders everywhere, and if spiders aren't your thing, like Desi, who doesn't like big spiders, probably not a great place to be. She is, like, hiding under some of the pillows in the second wagon.
Did they all go to the University of Richmond?
Is the spider their mascot?
Yeah, that's the joke. Yeah, that's the joke I was trying to tell, yeah.
Then yes, they did. All Drow went to
Cool.
Richmond.
It's a nice campus.
Cool. Well, before too long, you find your destination in the city. It's a small piazza with various general goods stores surrounding it. Don't put that hand away. Syleth is going to hop out and say, well, I know some undercommons, so I can get us probably a fairly good deal here, if you don't mind. And Agile Mass is like, actually, that's a lot better for me. I have to go meet up with the contact. So if you could handle this, that would be much better. And Silas agrees, sort of heads out. Sunhammer, the three members of Sunhammer start helping their friend out as they start looking around. The caravan just sort of spreads out a little bit into this piazza. But Agile Mask is going to approach you guys, all of you. He's going to gather you up and say, all right, so I'm going to go meet a contact in the city, and I have a feeling you're probably going to want to meet them as well. They are going to be able to give us information about how the road out there is going to be, and they also have wares that might interest specifically you. So it's ultimately up to you if you want to come, but I'd say it's probably in your best interest to join me on this.
I mean, if you think it's a good idea, I'm down.
Yeah.
Plus, it's good to make connections in places you go. You never know when you're gonna end up back in the Underdark. So.
Very well.
All right, we wanna. Great. Are you all right, Tether?
No, this is me doing object work where I'm holding on to someone's shoulders.
Whose shoulders?
Most likely turns. That seems to be the.
Sure. Aw. Now Tether's your backpack. You
Finally.
lost one backpack and you gained another.
And this one is
Okay.
heavier with more baggage.
Let's hope this one doesn't get torn up too.
Cool. So, Mask will start leading you off in a direction. It's really hard for you guys to tell the cardinal directions in here. Like, even for those of you who tried to keep track from where you came, these streets are twisting and winding, and there's really no way to tell, I don't know, the surface from here. In fact, you have a hard time really being able to determine what time it is.
Is there a hole in the ceiling?
There's not. But you could ask somebody.
That's strange because everything I've heard about the Underdark says that there's a hole. You know, the sky hole.
It's like canon stuff. It's not, you know.
I mean, do you want to ask Agile
If it was
Mask
in
about
my
how to tell the time?
No, I just feel like it's hard for me to feel immersed.
Well,
when there's
ask
such,
him.
Like discrepancies
him.
in the.
It'll make sense. Ask him.
No, I don't want to.
I worked really hard to put your fucking lore into this world. Ask Agile Mask how to tell time.
All right, I'll do it. Master Agile Mask,
You
sir.
can call me Mask.
How can I tell the time?
Oh, so it's a complicated system. See, in the center of the country, there's this hole.
Not unlike myself.
No.
I'll be right back. My roommate locked himself out.
No worries. So there's this hole, and it shines down onto a large crystal that the drow have placed there. That crystal reflects the light outwards into a series of mirrors and crystals throughout the entirety of Khovdek, and
It shines it through a series of tubes.
and those come into each district where an official time is kept.
You could offset everyone's time by like putting a pebble in front of the hole.
Literally exactly what it is. Yeah, it's a job that nobody likes to do. Why did the server disconnect? Quick cue. Did it disconnect for anyone else?
Mm-mm.
Great. Cool. Not a big deal then. So yeah, that's how you do it. But they connected up to like a clock. And he points at a big old clock tower. So that's how you tell the time.
I missed it.
So I don't understand. How do they prevent like changes in heat and cold from affecting the warp of the material from affecting the time? Is it like fiber optics?
Well, they have teams that are constantly surveilling the mirrors, repairing them, and making notes of the changes in temperature, changes in light. It's not a very desirable job, but it's a pretty important one for the society. In fact, it's a pretty common punishment for crime here.
Sounds pretty cool to me. I don't think that'd be a punishment.
It's
like to
it's
do
it's
that
just
there.
it's just very dangerous.
Why is it dangerous?
The Underdark's not a very hospitable place, so a lot of ways you could die doing this. But hey, if you ever give up on adventuring, maybe come here, work for the timekeepers.
I already gave up on adventuring.
What?
What? What?
What?
What?
Sorry, I'm not able to connect to the map tool.
Monty, it's your turn. You gotta
Let's
say
keep
it.
going.
What?
There you go.
Unable to connect to the mapped tool from your other computer since
Yeah,
you have it
from-
running on
from
your
the
first one?
stream computer. That's not great. But it's not the biggest deal yet, so we'll deal with it when we have to.
Should I reload and see if it boots me?
Yeah, I guess might as well.
I'll do that in the background. You keep doing your thing.
But yeah, I mean, that's all. Unless you have more questions about Khovdek you would like to ask Agile Mask. It seems like he knows what's going on here. I'm just gonna start the server over so you.
Oh, he knows what's going on.
Yeah, well, I mean,
He knows.
you remember being told that he did work here a lot. He's had experience navigating this area. But it seems like he's spent quite a bit of time here. That's fine.
Snowy cave.
Just
No, he can't.
whatever, dude. Just connect to the map tool.
I did. Spoilers.
Don't comment. That's not spoilers. That was something you could have done last time that you didn't. Alright, there we go. It's working again. I just had to reset the server. Hopefully it doesn't just crash. Yeah. Cool. Anyway, the journey, the walk through Khovdek isn't long. It doesn't seem, but it's not short either. You're about 10 minutes into the walk when Agile Mask. So I guess what's the marching order? Agile Mask is in front, obviously. Who would you say is closest to him? Oh, he also, before he left, he told Windrunner to watch over the caravan and let him know if anything went wrong. So Windrunner's not with you.
I'll stand guard in the back, and I'll watch our rear.
Cool.
Oh, I'll stand behind Mask.
Well, if you're in the back, then I'm in the back.
Yeah.
Oh, right, I guess you're in the backpack.
Shandi's probably behind Septon.
Great. And Nuna's right there in the middle.
It's in the middle.
Malcolm.
All right. Well, about 10 minutes after you start walking, Mask is going to slow his pace a little bit. Not like hugely, but he's going to fall in line with you, Septon, and he's going to very calmly say, "So we're being followed."
Oh, great.
Yeah. If I were on my own, I'd probably have no trouble losing these people, but with a group this large and, no offense, untrained, probably be fairly difficult. But,
What do you recommend?
well, I can give you the numbers. There's 3 coming up behind us, 2 groups of 4 following about 2 streets down on either side, and 1 up on the roof. They're drow, as far as I can tell, which means they're probably not going to attack us outright. Wouldn't make a whole lot of sense for them. And it wouldn't be advisable for us to start a conflict with them either. A lot of very strict laws about that sort of thing here. That being said, I don't want to just keep walking, because I don't want to bring this entourage to my contact. I don't think they'd appreciate it all that much.
I can make myself and one other person invisible.
Alright, well that helps 2 people.
Yeah, I don't have anything else.
Una can make herself invisible.
This isn't like a quiet conversation. If you're anywhere near him, you can probably hear this.
And I don't say anything. No.
I mean, I don't know if that's like what you want us to do. I'm just saying, worst comes to worst, me
Sure.
and somebody else can just.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't really know what to do in this situation. Usually it's just me and Windrunner. But I see, as I see it, we have 3 options. 1, we try to lose him. 2, we try to fight him. 3, we try to talk to him. I don't know how option 2 will likely end poorly for us.
I feel like
Option 1 might be hard, but option 3 might not be great either because they are armed.
3 might turn into 2 if we're not careful.
Talking's
We
not
could-
really my strong suit.
We could do a thing where we try 1, and if that doesn't work, we try 3, and if that doesn't work, we try 2.
I feel like if we try 1, 3 stops being an option.
Why?
They're not gonna
They
talk to us
know.
once we try to escape from them. It's my guess, at least.
If we were to try to escape from them, how do you recommend we do it? Split up, evasive maneuvers,
I think-
weird
I
path.
think we'd have to split up. I mean, it's not the largest group, but it's not small either. I know I could get away. You said you could turn someone invisible, so that's 3 of us getting out of here. And that leaves 3 of us not. To be honest with you, don't know if invisibility will help or not. I don't know their abilities. They seem to be predominantly men, which makes it likely that they're magic users.
Is that how that works?
It's a lesser pursuit here in Drow society, usually pursued by men. Bit of a lower class situation. I mean, like in all Elven society, women are in charge, so. But down here, if you use magic, that's less impressive than pretty much anything else you could do, so. More men mages than women mages.
What about reversing the plan? What about plan 1 first?
That's what
That's what I said.
That's
Oh,
what
I sorry. I thought Tether had said plan 3 first, and then 1 if 3 doesn't work.
No, I said 1 and then 3 if
Yeah.
it doesn't work.
I mean, if you'd like to try, we can try.
I can. That wasn't Tether. That was Michael. I can fog cloud. We scatter, and we have invisible 3. We have you, and I can. After that, after fog cloud, I can make everyone else, whoever's left, stealthy. Or I've been learning this new thing where I can melt people into stone.
I'd advise against doing any structural damage to Khovdek.
It wouldn't be any structural damage. You just slip in the stone and then slip out.
Oh.
You can stay in there for 8 hours.
Would you like
Could be worth a
connect
shot.
us before we split up,
Connect.
or is that not viable right now?
Connect. What? What do you mean?
Una?
Oh, not me.
No.
What did you say?
Oh, my bad.
You were going in and out.
Oh, sorry. Una, could you like connect us before we head out, or split up?
Yeah, up to like, I think I'm at up to 3 people now, plus the ear.
Which I believe I still have.
Yeah, Shandy still has. So I could put it on. Mask. Turn. And whoever doesn't come with me. If we're splitting up.
We trying to lose him?
I mean, they're
Um,
they're not being actively aggressive, but they do have a man on the rooftops. So that
Should we try to lose him and then regroup somewhere, or are we trying to lose him and head back home or to the caravan?
I mean, I need to talk to the contact, but you don't know where they are. All right.
Well, that's why we talk to you. I
Yes,
can say, hey, I'm seeing a street that looks like this.
Great. Well, if we do this, we are trying to get to the headquarters of House Levin. They're an enchanting house, a pretty minor house in this district, but they're the ones I have the strongest connections with. So, do we want to do this?
Yeah.
Feel like we have to.
All right. So we are ready?
Yes.
We
Remind me, we have not long rested since last session.
No.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure that was accurate. Cool. Alright. Whispers on. Mask. Turn. And... What?
We did long mask between the wolf fight and now, right?
No, because that's how journeys work.
No. Okay.
There was an opportunity for a long rest in there, but you guys didn't roll it, so
Hehe.
you got better stuff.
And Septon, I'm sorry, Tether.
It's okay. It's okay.
So the
For
signal will be
for one dang hour, but
the signal will be Tether's cloud then. Yes.
yeah.
Boosh, and as she sneezes, just a huge cloud burst outward. Whew. Mask is gone before the cloud happens. Like, you see Tether sneeze, but before the cloud even comes out, like, you lose track of him. He's gone. What's everybody else doing?
Talk about what directions we're going in.
The smoke clears, we're all just still standing.
Yeah, well, I mean, this fog cloud lasts for a minute, so.
Yeah.
I guess is there when it went off? Were we near like any like side streets or alleyways or?
There's a map.
Okay.
Let me get it set up because it's not how I would have expected you to see the map. Alright. Then I'll put you guys on the map. Boom.
Hoo-hoo-hoo.
Cool. So this is about where you are. Mask is gone.
Mask is just a sad cat.
He is. He's a cat not having a great time.
Oh, is he just grumpy cat?
Pretty much. And Shandi's Echo isn't out. I just put it out there so you guys so you could grab it when you needed to. And I'm giving you guys access to your guys. It's annoying that I have to do this every time. But that's fine. One day we'll be on a better platform. Okay, so this is about the order that you were in. And then Una, you're in the middle there.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do folks want to do?
All right. I guess I guess we're running, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Septon would just like arc off towards like.
Well, aren't you turning
alley.
you and someone else invisible?
Yeah.
Oh, are we doing that?
Yeah, I thought
I
that
think
was.
And I
was
guess
it,
Pulling out all the
right?
tricks.
Yeah.
I guess I'm grabbing Sean D because he's the only one next to me, and we're invis, baby.
Cool.
Cool. I will. I'll grab Tether before I go invisible. Just kind of hold on to her cloak or something. Or
You taking Tether off my back?
Oh, never mind. You're on your own.
Well, the three of us can stay together.
Alright, okay. I'll go invisible and stay with the green team then.
All right. Looks like it's just you and me, Tether.
In your head, I'm here.
Oh,
Okay, run to the.
Oh, right. We
run
haven't
to
really
a
caught up. I
corner.
know magic now.
Yeah, run to a corner, and when we get to as close to the edge of the fog cloud as possible, I'll end concentration and cast Pass Without Trace.
Cool. So as the fog cloud bursts, you guys see a figure appear on the rooftop very close to you.
wow.
Drow man, and you can see he has a bow strung across his back, and you can see as the fog cloud pops, he sort of vaults forward a little bit, whips out his hand, and a blade made of shadow just appears in it as he looks down. So I need everybody to make stealth checks.
Pass without trace active at this point.
No?
What I'm gonna say is, the second you drop fog cloud, before you're able to cast Pass Without a Trace, I need a stealth check there, and then we can make another one depending on how that goes.
Blah. Blah blah.
What's
Those
the
of
step?
you who are invisible, just roll with advantage, and the DC is going to be significantly higher.
Wait,
Higher?
higher?
For him.
Oh.
Oh.
It's like, whoa, Invis nerfing my stealth.
Unnatural 20.
Great.
Same.
Thank God for advantage.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's still a 9.
Burn.
Turn got a 2.
Ew.
Tether, what'd you get?
I got a 8.
Oof.
Tether's on my back. I'm like,
You bump into something, I bump into you.
Cool. So
You
as
guys bumped into me.
Septon and Shandi head off, you don't seem to see anyone following you. Una, you're invisible. You feel pretty good. Tether and Turn, you're running, and Tether, you drop Fog Cloud and you throw it past Without a Trace, but as you do so, you look up and you lock eyes with this man on top of the roof.
Okay, then I wouldn't pass for that trace. then, I guess.
Well, you were casting. It's like mid-cast, this alley.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Um,
Never mind then.
But
Another
you can
spell
you
slot.
can dart around the corner. If you so choose. If you want to jump into this alleyway, you're more than welcome to, if that was your plan.
I'm following turn.
Cool. Alright.
I guess do I notice that we that
You don't feel particularly stealthy. You don't
Well, I
you
mean,
don't see
we're
the guys
gonna-
see you, but
I mean, unless anything happens, I'm going to keep going because
cool.
the plan was to get away. So
Great. Alright. So as you dart into the alley, you can see this figure jump over the top of you and land on the other building and disappear from sight.
Button.
What do you guys want to do?
do we see that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
I think we should round the corner and run away.
I think.
They'll never expect if we run towards them.
Thaumaturgy somewhere.
No, I think I'm gonna cast meld into stone on turn and try to like with
him into the
momentum
wall!
push him in the wall.
Let me just look up meld into stone real quick.
I don't know if you can cast on somebody else.
Range touch, not self.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hmm.
But if you read the description,
So it says you.
Yeah, but if it's like a spell that you cast on yourself, it's range self.
It usually
I think
is.
you're touching the
I
stone,
think you're
not
touching the
yourself.
stone, yeah.
Dang, nab
Because
it.
you can't just like point to a rock really far away and then be able to meld into that later. You gotta. It's you can go into a stone that you can
You
touch.
targeting the stone that you're touching.
Yeah.
I hate everything. Never mind then. We'll run.
Cool.
How dark is it?
It's pretty dark.
You
There's
might even say it is the Underdark.
yeah. There are
Ding.
along the center of every road. There is a small sort of basically planter of softly glowing fungus, which provides about 10 feet of dim light on the road. But where you are, you're in darkness.
So I have dark vision.
Yeah.
So how hard do I think it would be to track an orb of unnatural darkness? Would it stick out?
Make an intelligence check on that one.
Oh yeah, sure. Quick little intelligence check. This will be great.
I mean-
15.
15's not bad. Unnatural darkness is kind of a thing here in the Underdark. It,
That would
it
be
definitely
hard for
it definitely
me
wouldn't
to
be
move.
great. Like it would stick out a little bit, but you've seen patches of unnatural darkness in your journey already. It wouldn't be like unheard of.
All right. Here's what I want to do.
Mhm.
I want to run around the corner and turn south and then go around that corner. And once I break eye contact, I'm assuming this guy's still watching us. I want to cast darkness centered on myself.
Cool. All right, go ahead and make the move.
Okay, here I go.
Well, wait. Go back to the corner.
Oh, beep, boop, 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 boop.
As you come around the corner, you see one of the groups, alerted by the cast of the spell, is rushing towards the main street in this direction. They haven't seen you yet, but they seem to be running towards the main street along this alleyway here.
All right, I'm gonna turn back around. I just want to get away, and I want to run back to the main street, and I guess do a little like ring around the rosy with this building.
Cool. We'll get back to you in 1 second. Septon and Shandi.
Wait. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, I want them to see what they're running into. There is a group over here. They seem to be running. They're not coming down this alley here. They're not coming down this alley. They're running downwards towards this one, it seems like. But there is another group of individuals here.
I'm just whispering to Septon, what do you think we should do?
Probably try the next alley.
Not a bad choice. Do you think the others will be fine? I mean, it seems like we're pretty much in the clear here as long as we don't run headfirst into a squad.
Yeah, I think they probably have time to get down their alley. Because we don't know about this other group over here, do we?
No.
You can't see that.
There's no way we know about that. So, yeah, I mean, as long as they get down their alley, I think they'll get out in time before this squad makes it through.
Alright, let's move then.
Next alley it is.
Alright, Michael, what were you saying?
Oh no, it wasn't. No, I said wait, and then I said never mind, as in never mind. I don't need to say anything.
Are you with turn? Or are you hanging back?
Yeah, I'm with turn. It's just taking a second
I can
to
just.
move.
I actually
I
can't.
got it. Got it.
Cool. So, turn as you come back around this corner. This man has. Yeah, he's gonna leap down in the alleyway, like pretty much directly behind you. He sort of like jumps down and then kicks off the other wall and then lands and slides the rest of the way down.
Oh wait, never mind. I have an idea. Can I cast Longstrider on turn and then hop into a piggyback?
Yeah.
And I am going to think to Una. Alright, Una, stick close. Feel free to peel off if you need to. Because I'm going to change the plan, just go ahead and cast Darkness on myself right now.
Cool.
So,
If you want to
Darkness.
draw out that space for me.
it's a magical darkness, spreads from a point I choose with a 15-foot radius. If the point I choose is an object I am holding, it emanates from my object and moves with it.
Great.
It's 15 feet. It's just going to move from me for the foreseeable future.
Great. I don't know if there's a way I can do that for you.
Since we're out of combat, do we need to have it be moving with me all the time?
Not
Or
really.
just say-
It's just be easier for me to kind of tell. All right, cool. Yeah, you cast darkness around yourself, and all three of you are now blind.
Oh, what? The radius on this thing is off. It's supposed to... Wait.
It doesn't matter. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Except in the Chandi, I assume you just continue along your way.
Yep.
Cool.
Are we going down this alley that we're by right now?
That was kind of my plan.
Okay.
We'll just dip in there. And hopefully not see any dudes. Are we like moving in a turn order or like?
You're just sort of all moving at the same time. We're not.
I've been trying to move at like 30 feet
we're
per
not
like
really
movement.
in combat, but it's vaguely action economy.
I was gonna say I would try it, but he is Longstrider, so I'll just try to stay close to the blob of darkness.
Can I,
I was gonna say I would try to hold on to either tether or turn, but I'm.
Yeah, my plan is to move up the street and then make a right once I'm not like have people immediately on me, and then try to like get some distance and be a little blob of darkness.
Well, so cool. So if you keep going, let me know. Like whisper to me, like what building you turn right at, and I'll just trail behind. You know.
All right, I'm going to keep running now.
Cool.
Okay.
Do, do,
Sorry.
do, do. I guess I have Longstrider, so I'm just going. I go to here. What's it look like? My darkness is gonna.
I mean, your darkness is with you, so you don't know what it looks like.
Oh, true. I can't see anything.
You're just
I'm
running.
gonna get to here.
You don't know there's an alley there. You're just
You could do
running.
the little
No, I
kid
have-
thing where you
Oh, you're
hold
holding
it.
the-
Doing the
Yeah.
hand against the wall. As I go, I feel it, and I'm going to.
Oh wait, then you couldn't tell me what fucking building. Oh.
I'm gonna say, Una, I'm turning.
All right.
And I'm gonna start going.
Can,
that way.
because I saw obviously the
Before you-
spellcast.
Before you do
Yeah.
that. Go back to where you were, turn.
Oh.
As you're running up that way, you feel that thing, and you're about to turn when in front of you,
Here
like,
comes
here.
the boy.
some sort of like force like buffets your darkness backwards towards you, very briefly. It doesn't like press you, but there's like something just like is erected directly in front of you as you run up here. Septon and Shandi, you're probably a little farther down the alley at this point, but you can see behind you as a wall of force pops up right here. An invisible, very thin like line just erects itself right there. You're not sure of the source.
Which side of it are we on?
It doesn't affect you. It's just blocking the forward momentum of this pathway, more or less.
Huh.
Seems
Not great.
that somebody down over to the south on the map of you saw a blob of darkness running in that direction and threw up a wall of force to stop its movement. But it doesn't prevent you from turning down this alleyway.
Alright. Well then, that's the plan. Yeah, I'm gonna turn down that alleyway.
Cool. Cool.
At this point, I probably would have whispered out to, who did I put it on? Septon? Yeah.
Yeah.
Septon mentioning like, hey, did you guys see the wall of force? And I probably would have just updated the agile mask, like, yep, the boys sure do be here. No, just like very, very brief descriptions of what is happening in our next move
Totally.
to the agile mask.
Great. Yeah. Sounds good. You throw those out there as these two start running down the alleyway as best they can. You do hear
can I move?
a voice call out. Just go 30, yeah, for now. Go to the end of the alleyway if you're trying to get all the way.
Oh, I already moved. What?
It's fine. We're not exactly in turn order.
Okay.
But just like alleyway is probably the farthest you're gonna go. You do hear a voice call out at this point. It says, "Ugh, they're going that way. Go after them." And then that same voice call out much more loudly, saying, "I don't understand why you're running. I simply want to talk to you." You can do what you will with that information. You feel your hand open out, and you're in open air. You don't know where you are. You don't know who's around you, but you're out of the alleyway.
Alright. Well, then in that case, I turn north and I sprint.
All right.
And I pray that I don't run into anything.
Cool. Yeah.
Long strider, 40 feet movement.
They're just hanging onto your back.
If I peek back out here,
Mhm.
could I see who
Yes.
was shouting?
You do. You see, there are 3 drow in the center. They've probably walked up a little farther at this point. There are 3 drow in the center of the street. One of them is carrying a staff over his shoulder. One of them has a sword at his side, and the third one looks a little bit more distinct. The third one is the tallest drow of them all. A beautiful man with short white hair parted gracefully in the center of his smooth forehead. He's wearing a tight and revealing outfit over a beautifully toned body. It's also very,
And I turn around.
very nicely, like, it's not just, tight and sexy. It's like very fine material, like the finest of spider silk went into making this. He has his arms crossed and he's strolling forward. He doesn't seem to be taking this all that seriously.
Okay. I'm gonna run back around and send a brief description to Agile Mask and ask if he knows who this could be.
Mask.
You can respond, by the way, as long as you're not a mile away, which I wouldn't be surprised.
It's not. Mask will respond saying, he bears the mark of the House Tavir, the ruling house of the area. I figure he's a high-ranking consort. That's all I
Okay.
can tell. I'm following him.
Got you. Okay. Then I'm just following Green Team.
Cool. This green team just continues to sprint away.
Green Team,
I
darkness.
mean, this
Goth green.
group is probably gonna chase you down here, beat for beat.
How fast are they?
They're slightly less fast than you are. No, they're not. Because the wizard's gonna cast Fly.
Am I able to try and... All I have to do is get out of their dark vision rage and hide, and then I just blend in with all the other darkness.
Yep.
So I'm going to try and use that to my advantage.
Yeah.
Cool.
We still
You keep sprinting. I mean,
Can I throw in an odd stealth check in there, here and there?
well, unfortunately, this guy is going to cast Fly at 5th level. And these three are going to, with a fly speed of 60, are going to catch up to you pretty quickly.
Are they like
Oh, I
hovering
can't
or
even
flying?
see
Do they
anything.
like
I
hit me
can't
at the back
see.
of my head?
Yeah, well, you don't know this is happening, but they are flying quickly after you. Una, you see them zoom past. They're only like 5 feet above the ground.
Okay, I'll just be like, turn, they're flying.
Should I keep running?
They're really fast. Longstriders gives 40 feet.
They are.
I'm gonna
they
say
are fast.
they are. Yeah, I'm gonna say they're really fast. Either try to throw them off or either.
Tether, you wanna do your meld into stone and I'll see if I can lose them?
I don't believe you.
Alright. Well, the flight makes it kind of tricky.
Their weapon. I mean, the mage has his staff out, but the weapons on the warriors aren't drawn. But they're flying like triangle formation towards you. You can't see that, but Una probably describes that like a fighter
Can't see
jets.
anything. Una says try to lose them, so I'm just gonna keep trying to run and dodge and weave, and if they catch me, they catch me.
I'm Tether. Just gonna drop concentration with Pass Without Trace because that's not really helping.
Sure.
And right behind her, she's gonna throw up a wind wall.
Okay. How tall does wind wall get?
Oh. Never mind. I don't want to. This is. I'll just keep Fast Without Trace and hope like we can do something.
Okay. Yeah. You keep sprinting forward. You'll probably be able to make it to the next alleyway before they catch up with you.
I'm gonna keep sprinting forward.
Great.
And they'll catch up.
I know nothing else.
Yep. Great. So you can move yourself up to the alleyway if you'd like.
Beep boop.
Okay. Ugh. Move.
It'd be funny if I just moved all at once. Aha! Later, nerds. Zoom.
Oh, he's gone. At this point, Una, you see the fancy drow has made it to the alleyway, and he's just sort of casually sauntering down it.
Mm-hmm.
Something to Shanti. You're good.
We're just like,
No, I was gonna ask, are we like further down? Because I feel like we would have.
Yeah, you
kept
don't have to
going,
still be there,
probably.
but you're wherever you want to be at this point. There's nobody chasing you. Nobody knows where you
Yeah.
are.
Honestly,
those are
if there's nobody following, I would like continue moving up along here and like peering through the alleys and seeing like, okay, did anyone catch up? Is anyone still behind us? But
Yeah, you peek through the alleys and it doesn't really seem like anybody's after you.
also, were there other people on these streets other than like this crowd? Like, are there?
This zone is pretty empty.
Okay, I wasn't sure if there were just random passerbys.
You seem to be nearing more of the outskirts of the district. It seems that House Levin, because of their lower ranking, don't really have a great location.
Okay.
When I see Fancy Man, I'll just say, oh, well, I'll think, Fancy Man, to the other.
Okay.
I'll just be like, well, I just had someone joined the party in this alleyway. I'll just boop boop.
As you go to move, he looks at his palm and he says, I'd stay where you are if I were
As
you.
I expected! And I just go boop boop.
Can't have you running off with that, now can we? Whoever you are.
Running off with that, he said?
Yep.
uh-oh.
I'm literally gonna, like, look at myself.
Can you see yourself when you're invisible?
No.
Oh.
Nothing.
Okay, well she does the motion of it and then realize, oh duh.
And as he says this, the drow chasing you are going to stop, turn, and start more slowly flying back towards Una.
We don't see that.
You don't. You think you're being chased still, so you're.
Oh, I'm sprinting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tether's whispering random words of encouragement, basically being a jockey.
Oh, no.
I'll be like,
Am I getting
to turn,
spanked?
I'll say like, well, the good news is I don't think they're following you anymore.
Wait, that is good news.
The man drops down from the
for the bad news.
drops down from the ceiling, boom, near you. You can see as his eyes sort of scan around, and he's the only one with a weapon like drawn. His sort of shadow blade, which he's whipping back between a front and a backwards grip, sort of almost impulsively. He can't see you, but he knows you're around here somewhere as his eyes look around. The fancy man walks in your direction. He's still looking at his hand. He says, good. You know how to listen to directions. Now, whoever you are, reveal yourself. It's time you and I had a talk.
You can see me, so
Do you say that?
yeah.
Oh. Well, I can see what you have.
Oh.
And he sort of holds up his hand to you, and you can see carved in these glowing blue ethereal lines. It's sort of like a mini map of the area. And where you're standing, there is a glowing blue circle.
Alright, I'll drop invisibility.
As you do, he sort of takes a step back. He's like, I didn't... You're not who I expected to see.
That's fine.
Well then,
This is fine.
why don't we have a talk?
Okay. I'll whisper to Agile Mask and be like, you said you're following him, right?
You hear a bit of a sound, and you look up, and you see Agile Mask on this roof right here. Here, I'll just put him there. On account of he's there. this still. Up on the roof right there, his bow is out, and an arrow is knocked. It's not drawn, but he's looking down.
Okay.
The flying guys are gonna sort of like swoop in behind you a little bit, and then the one with the shadow blade is gonna snicker a little bit and just stay where he is, continuing to flip his sword.
I want to hear his little snicker. Let me hear it.
Is that good for you?
That was good, yeah.
Good.
It was like a snuckle. It was a bit of a
Yeah.
chuckle and a snicker. Snuckle.
Chuckle.
Have you said anything to Shanti and I, or are we just...
We're gone.
Like I was gonna say, we're probably like...
well, when I
even further at
updated,
this
when I
point.
gave Turn the bad news, the good news, I probably would have updated you guys as well. Sorry. I'm only looking at one half of the map, and I forgot about you guys.
There's still a black
We're
blob
Yeah,
still
like-
probably
sprinting.
pretty far away.
Both of the other groups are kind of far away at this point. Cool. The man is going to say, well, great. Now we can have a conversation. And he snaps his fingers, and the mage who was flying cancels his fly spell, and the mage behind him pulls out. Both of the mages, one on either side of you, pull out what looks like a tiny little miniature chair, and they place them on the ground, utter some incantations, and they like poof, in a cloud of sulfur pop and burst into large, fairly ornate, and very comfortable looking chairs.
I'll just be like, fun.
And this drow gestures to the chair.
Huh. I'll sit down.
He sits in his, crosses his legs, and holds his hand out, and the warrior comes up with a decanter of wine and pours a little goblet for him and places it in his
Una
hands.
pulls out a glass of wine. I'm kidding.
You're not offered wine. He doesn't give you that. But he takes a sip. What can I call you? My halfling friend?
You can call me Una.
Una. You can...
For a second, I thought about reversing my name, but then it's really close to something I don't like.
Yeah, if you had to talk about something that belonged to you, it would be a problem.
Yep.
Yeah. She's not.
The world's most important
Apostrophe.
apostrophe.
You can call me Rildnal Tavir. And he says that as though you're supposed to really know what that means.
Do I know what that means?
No.
Okay.
You remember Agile Mass saying that House Tavir controls the district? But that's about it.
Alright, that's about, yeah.
And I would like to carry your load a little. And he gestures to the bag of holding.
I'm really fine.
Oh, no. Come now, do not be modest. It's quite
I'm not being
heavy
modest.
for a person of your stature. Why don't you just give it to
Really?
me and my friends?
Really not. At that point, I'll whisper to everyone and say I think they want Balthazar.
I dig in my heels and skid 15 feet.
Actually,
And
I fly over the shoulders.
legitimately, you stop quickly, you probably stumble a little bit, and you run smack dab into something solid, metal, and feeling a lot like, as you feel around, it's a breastplate. It's armor. You've run into
Sorry.
someone.
shoot. Do they say anything when I run into them?
Just a little, and then
Oh.
a strong hand clamps down on your shoulder.
Sorry.
Whose shoulder? This is important.
Yours turn.
I say, traitor, go!
What?
I can hear you. Now,
I can't.
now drop the darkness spell before I have you arrested. you pat the hand of the person?
That's all right. No need for any incarceration.
I will be the judge of that. Drop the spell.
We're dealing with a judge. I'll drop the spell.
You see, in front of you, drow woman, probably like 6'5", built like a brick shithouse. She's got emblazoned
This is not the first woman in your universe you've described as built like a brick shit house.
Well, I got a type.
Wow.
Emblazoned across her armor, there is a symbol of a spiked shield. So,
can I roll a check on that?
yeah, you can make an intelligence check. I don't know if you would
elves
know.
are my favorite enemy.
They
I
are.
have advantage.
Go for it.
Haha. Useful ranger stuff.
Is this the first time you've used favorite enemy?
No.
He's done it for other things.
But I commonly forget because that's what you do when you're a ranger. You forget. What kind of check can I roll? A history?
I say history, yeah.
That's a 13.
13. There's definitely a guard. The symbol isn't. You've definitely seen it before, but you can't really place it. But you're guessing that this person has a fairly high level of authority in this place.
Gotcha.
Judging by that symbol.
Alright.
So wait, this is a matriarchal society, right?
It is. As all elven societies are. Nildor is also matriarchal.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I told him to do it.
Alright. Take that down. Can you get off of his back?
I squat down. Tether can easily hop off.
Thank you.
And she pulls out a notepad. Flips it open. Alright, now tell me why you had a darkness spell activated and were careening headlong down the streets of our fair city. We'll come back to you.
Okay.
Shandi and Septon, what are you up to?
I feel like when we got the bad news, do you think we would have maybe circled back?
I think we would have started to circle back, and I think once we hear, I think they want Balthazar, we're probably moving back. Still invis, though.
Yeah.
I think invis lasts for like an hour.
It's long.
Yeah.
It's a minute.
Concentration up to an hour.
So
so.
you're still invisible.
Oh yeah, I'd still like to remain invis.
I would have also said, like, I'll try to, keep him occupied, but I am not the best at improv. So,
I don't know.
anyone has any suggestions?
I don't know how long it'll take, but I feel like we would eventually get to hear and just kind of like peek in and watch the going on.
You make it to the back of the alley. It's hard to see what's happening because there's like two dudes standing in front of a guy in a chair. But
yeah, can we hear what's being said?
absolutely, yes.
I also think Septon might think to Una or respond and be like, they could take Balthazar off our hands.
That was my first thought too, but do we?
Yeah, back in the conversation.
Back to him, I'll say. And what do you want with this
Well, it's
unassuming bag of mine?
It's not the bag so much as what resides within.
No, I'm speaking and okay, yeah.
Oh, am I frustrating you? Am I boring you with my presence, Una?
No. I was just trying to be cool, and you kind of.
I wouldn't recommend it. It's not your strong suit, I can tell.
Nerd!
What in that bag we believe is a vestige or a piece of our god, the mighty consort Keptolo. And you can make a religion check on that if you'd like. Anyone who can hear this.
We hear this?
Yeah, you're here.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
When you roll, just let me know what you get.
Religion.
Ooh, I rolled 2.
No
I
idea.
don't know
Okay.
shit.
I got a 10, so
9.
probably not.
Yeah, none of you have any idea who Kiptola is. Though he pauses as though you are going to recognize that name.
Then I genuinely am like, something must be wrong with your hand. That's
You
not what we've
surface
got
dwellers
here.
have no respect for the gods. Capitolo is the favored consort of our lovely spider queen.
Oh, right, yeah.
Did he get whipped too hard and run away?
And we believe, as the self-proclaimed Raymond's of Capitolo, we believe that we would be able to make better use of his advice than a group of surface dwellers who do not even know his true name.
Don't think he really gives advice. He's just been talking to us.
Well, then you simply don't know how to listen either, child. Now you have a few options. You can hand this over willingly, or we can make you hand it over.
Yeah. Got, literally anything, guys.
Back at Turn and Tether. So what have you said?
I'm letting Tether do all the talking.
So,
I'm-
why are you running down the streets of our great city with a darkness spell activated, headlong?
I got scared. I thought I was being chased, so I jumped on his back and told the boy to escape with me.
Problem with running faster than light. You're always living in darkness.
That's not how that works.
I'm sorry.
Wolf. Who did you think was chasing you?
I don't know. I was just told someone's chasing us, and so I ran.
Just you and him?
I don't know where everyone else went.
There's others? The rest of your group? There's more?
Yeah, I don't know
I'm
where.
gonna have to question them as well, if you'll be so kind as to lead me there.
I don't know.
Um,
Tether really doesn't know. She doesn't have any voices in her head.
I know, but this woman's taking no shit. She's frustrated.
all right. I mean, we'll.
Do you know where they
think,
are?
I think back to Una. We've got a guard questioning us. I don't think she's with the people who were chasing us earlier.
Great, bring her.
I say out loud instantly. All right, we'll take you to where we were.
Good, and no funny business.
No funny business, ma'am.
I was told I shouldn't do jokes because I'm bad at them.
I think that's probably sound advice.
All right, I turn and start briskly walking.
And she follows close behind. Back in the conversation alleyway. Do you have a response, Una?
The last question.
You could either
Called
give
me
it
a
to us
child.
willingly or not. Yeah, and he called you a child.
Yeah. Did Septon respond to my plea?
What was your plea?
Anything, guys? Anything?
We fear it may be dangerous.
Great!
No, that looks...
Well, you
That
know
was
what's really
hard.
dangerous? Somebody threatening to take something I really could not give a shit about and threatening to kill me over it.
Alright, then fine, just give it to him, I guess. I meant say that, Una. I meant say that.
Oh.
It sounds Oh.
We're holding... Yeah, like...
Oh.
Septon was trying to feed Una lines.
It really sounded like you were just like, nah, we're not getting involved.
It
You're
did
like,
sound
oh god.
My bad. No, Septon meant like... Tell him we feel it may be a little dangerous to me.
I think he knows that. He's gonna call me a kid again if I say that.
I'm gonna call you a little nerd baby.
Yeah.
little dorky baby.
My time is valuable, Una.
I'm sure it is.
So what?
Threaten to activate it.
I mean, I could give it to you now.
That would be easy.
That seems like a great idea.
You're starting to see sense.
Or, me and Captolo did talk about one thing. He wanted, once we were down in the Underdark, he wanted me to do something. What was it? It was something like, it was shake him, or I think it was like to throw him.
No, I wouldn't recommend throwing the home of our lord.
No, it was no. This was between me and Captolo.
I am the leader of the Raiments of Captolo. If there's anyone more knowledge,
and you didn't find him?
I have duties to attend to here in Khovdek, and he was imprisoned above.
I think as Septon hears all this, he might drop Invis and step forward and go, listen.
Yeah! The man's gonna turn around, and then the warrior, like, standing by him is gonna pull his sword and just aim it at your throat.
Hey, well, I thought we were all just talking here. It sounds like there might be...
Silence, Eladrin. I was speaking to my friend Una. I know not who you are, and I do not like being snuck up upon.
Oh, we have a mutual friend in Una.
So that means Shandi's invisibility drops too, doesn't it?
Yep. Shandi's here.
Hello!
Listen, it sounds like my friend... I'm sorry, I didn't get your name.
I am Rildnal Tavir.
Rildnal Tavir, Septon Xanthus.
I do not care.
My point is, it sounds like maybe you, don't have all the information you think you do, you see. As my friend Una was saying, our buddy, Balthy,
No, I'll, mind Captolo to your head.
Captolo. He's been asking us to do some stuff for him. Stuff you might not have heard of, it sounds like.
I promise you, Eladrin, that I understand Captolo's wants and desires better than any. I do not need some surface dweller coming to my city and telling me what my god wants and does not want.
He clearly didn't want to find you.
All right, and he points his finger at you. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no. Is this against frightening or?
No.
Okay, I figured not. 15.
15. I don't think that's gonna be it.
No.
It also might not have been wisdom. That's kind of my bad.
Uh-oh. Is it intelligence?
Dexterity.
Then it is a 19.
Fucking really? Woof.
Yeah.
Alright, a shimmering sphere of energy begins to close around you, but because of your dexterous abilities, you sort of duck out of the way of it, and it just closes on air and then ceases to surround you. And he's,
now that's incredibly rude.
Stay still, stay silent. I hold the power in this situation! And then an arrow, boom, hits the ground, and he looks up, and Agile Mask is there, is like, whoops, it slipped.
We literally have you surrounded.
And then the remaining guys who ran down past you file in behind you. The 3 warriors and a wizard come in behind the 2 of you. Do you now? You think you can come into my home? And then at this point, Turn, Tether, and the guard approach.
And Tether has been gabbing. Like, you could probably hear her as they get close. Like, yeah, and I've been having my eyes closed the entire time because I don't like being enclosed.
What is that? Who is speaking?
And so it's been like a really tough transition for me in this new environment. And then.
He turns angrily and he sees you, and then he sees the guard behind you. looks around. And there's the guys behind the two of you don't have their weapons drawn, but they're definitely menacing you. There's the one warrior with his sword still at your throat. The shadow blade guy has his shadow blade out. Agile Mask is on the roof with a bow out. There's an arrow on the ground. And the guard takes a moment, sighs, puts her finger to her ear and says, "Bring the wagon."
We have a wagon.
Paddy wagon.
The wagon. Have you guys ever seen Grand Budapest Hotel?
Yeah.
Nobody talk. Everyone's under arrest.
Yep.
Yeah, so the raiments of Keptolo and Rildnal immediately back down when this happens. They lower any weapons, they put away any hostilities, and they like very calmly sort of wait for this wagon to show up. Agile Mask makes his way down from the roof, sort of showing more emotion on his face than you've seen before. He's sort of smirking. He seems happy that it went this way. But before too long, probably like 10-20 minutes later, a huge carriage like rumbles down the street. And the one guard that was there says, "All right, single file, get in the wagon. No hostilities inside the wagon, otherwise you will be held in contempt of court, and you will be sentenced to slavery, exile, or death without a trial." Was that clear? And Rildnal says, "Yes, ma'am, absolutely. Of course, ma'am, yes." And leads his force into the wagon. She turns to you and says, "All right, get in."
Okay, can
Alright.
we still have our nice talk?
She doesn't respond and just sighs and walks towards the front of the wagon, hops in the front, after closing
Shandi is gonna-
the back behind you.
Shandi leans over to Una and Septon and says, "This is much less fun than the whale wagon."
How is it cramped back there?
It's a pretty big space, but like there's two large benches on either side, and there are handcuffs hanging from the ceiling. You didn't get cuffed; you're just sitting in there. It's pretty much your guys' force sitting on one side, and then like them all squeezed on the other bench. Of course, Rildnal has like 2 feet on either side of him, but the rest of them are just sort of like squeezed in next to him. And he's just like sitting there, tapping, arms legged and legs crossed.
Arms, legged, and legs armed.
Arms and legs crossed, tapping his foot, staring at you guys. A little ways into the trip, he's gonna say, "Well, it's too bad for you that my house controls the courts. I'll have Keptola one way or another."
Your house controls the courts?
Yes.
Tether wanted to say that loud enough so the guards would hear it.
If they heard it, there's no response.
Okay.
Yes. I am of House Tavir, the ruling house of Zil'hind.
Where's Zil'hind?
We're in Zil'hind. How did you...
The wagon?
The district of Khovdek is Zil'hind. How did you come down here? Did you not read anything? Did you just go to a different country and not even try to learn the customs?
I'm learning to read.
Tourists!
I'm just gonna smile at him.
Glowers at you. A few minutes later...
We know we can't talk to Balthazar when he's in the bag, right?
You haven't tried to.
Oh, I'm gonna try to whisper to Balthazar. It does not work.
If it worked, he doesn't respond.
Alright.
But 20-30 minutes later, the wagon comes to a halt, and you are let out. The two groups are led in separate directions, but both into the same tower. Fucking massive tower. From what you can tell, you're like in the center of... Yeah, you recognize this tower from coming in. It is the largest tower at the center of District Zil'hind. And you're led up several flights of stairs before you find yourselves in a fairly uncomfortable holding cell. As you go in, one by one, you have to give your weapons to the guard. Not unfortunately the same guard who arrested you, but a new guard, a new woman with the same insignia emblazoned on her breastplate. One by one asks you for your weapons. So Shandi first. She says, "I'm going to need your weapons."
Just give her my rapier and my stinger.
Do you have anything else on you?
No, that's all I have.
In. Tether's next. Weapons.
Hi, here's my staff. What's your name?
In. Turn.
Okay, bye, In.
He sort of just pushes you in the weapons.
Hi. There, my adamantine longsword, my 4 daggers, and 2 hand axes.
Jesus. In.
She didn't take the climber's kit.
Una is next.
My maces, sadly, and my... I mean, they're right out there, so... And my 6 daggers. My real daggers.
Puts the daggers down, she looks at the maces and says, "Nice work. Let's hope for a guilty verdict." Septon's next.
I will hand her the whistling whip and the other whip, which is all the weapons I have.
Double whipped.
Yeah.
And then Agile Mask gives her his bow, 3 different quivers of arrows hidden about his body, and 8 daggers. He has both of you outdone.
I need to start buying some more daggers.
He steps
Got 2
inside.
daggers right here!
And she closes the door.
I assume we still have our non-weapon items.
Yeah. Unless they seem that you were just asked for your weapons.
Okay.
Thank God.
You're
I
not-
still have the,
you're not being
I still have
treated
the
as-
milkmaid uniform.
No, you
making
have
sure I
that
still
home
have-
for sure.
Just making sure I still have like my spellcasting focus, you know.
Yeah, as long as it wasn't a weapon you didn't hand over, then you still have it. You're not being held as criminals right now. You're being held before a trial, and you are innocent until proven guilty in Khovdekian law. So, locks it, takes a couple steps over, and then sits down at the table with all the weapons and starts just looking through them casually. Agile Mask sits down on the ground. Could have gone worse.
I was just gonna ask you, like, how'd we do?
Well, in most situations, an outsider going into a Khovdekian courtroom against the leading house of the district would mean certain death or slavery, but we have a bit of an ace up our sleeve.
You want to play cards?
Do you have cards?
I think I actually do.
Oh.
I don't know why.
Well then, yes, but first. And he calls, excuse me, guard. What? I would like to request an audience with Barrister Mirale Levin of the House Levin. The guard says, no, then turns back and says, yeah. And then he reaches his fingers into his eye socket, and with a sickening pop, pulls out his eye. As it comes out, you can see it's not a real eye. It is a glass eye. You never really noticed it being that before, but once it's out, it's pretty visibly not real. He rolls
Realize.
He holds it out, stands up, and he says, I repeat, I would like to request an audience with Barrister Mirale Levin of the House Levin. And you can see that as he turns it around, you can see twin lightning bolts emblazoned on the back of the eye. The guard looks, and then stands up and exits the room. And he pops it back into his eye. Adjusts
He's
it
like-
a little bit.
Pirates of the Caribbean, like...
Yeah, a little bit. Just sort of. And then turns back to you and says, we just so happen to have the brightest young barrister in all of Zil'hind on our side. That doesn't mean this is automatically going to go well for us. We're going to have to cooperate with her, but we're in a much better spot than one would normally be in, I think.
Well, you know, it's strange, because I came equipped to play Dungeons and Dragons, but here I am playing judges in courtrooms.
I don't know what any of that means, Stern, but okay.
Everybody get ready for the Phoenix Wright arc.
It's not going to be an arc.
This is like mock trial all over again.
I don't know if you knew this about me, but I was voted MVP in mock trial in every single court case I did throughout my mock trial career, through regionals and state. So, pretty big deal.
So we're about to get spanked, is what
Can
you're
you
saying?
get
I'm
your
your lawyer.
Yeah, but like you're also our other lawyer,
That's true.
the against us lawyer. You're
I was
also
gonna
the
say, can you
cause-
get your rich guy who called Una a nerd call you a nerd?
Yeah, I'll do it later though. Hey, chat, let me know if you can hear the AC, because it's really hot in here, but I don't want it to fuck the sound up. So, let me know. Cool. So, Addermass is gonna turn back to Tether and say, so about the cards.
Yeah, I don't know why I have them, but D&D Beyond says I have them.
Let's play. I mean, what games do you know? Okay, well, I can teach you some games. Do we all want to play?
Cool.
Are we away from our new friends, or kind of in the same area?
You can't even see them.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of go to the corner, open up the bag, and take. Sorry, it sounds like fireworks for some reason.
There were
Oh,
fireworks
it's like-
happening earlier here. So.
Oh, Labor Day, I guess. And like take Balthazar out because I can just.
Good. As
be like,
soon as you take him out, it's like, oh, good. We're out of the. We're not. I asked to not be taken out unless we were not.
I know.
In
I'm like hovering it by the
Put
lip
me
of the
back
bag.
in. Put me back in.
No. We've just we don't talk a lot.
No, you don't seem to like me very much.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm like barely just grasping magic. My family wasn't religious. The whole deities thing is kind of just weird to me.
Deities? What are you talking about?
You're an entity. You're some kind of god-ish thing.
Well, I'm a very powerful demon. That's for certain.
Yeah. But speaking, so there's somebody down here who knew you were here.
What?
And not your mom / ex. They're saying you're their god, and you.
I am
Like-
certainly a god to two entire races, but neither of them are sentient enough to really worship me. I suppose the bugs did, in their own way.
He was just a drow named
I don't rule over any drow. I guess the
Me-
dwarves did worship me in their orgy palace for a couple hundred years, but
Lovely. His name's Rildnall.
great.
No.
I mean,
Una just has an urge to be like, yo, no, he don't know shit about you.
I mean, great. What?
Just
They said they owed their fealty to me, the great and mighty powerful Balthazar?
well, to Captolo, but
To Keptolo? To that old coot?
that's not you.
No! You thought I was...
What else do?
Oh no! Keptolo is a curmudgeonly old whore past his prime, frankly. I'm the younger, newer model, baby.
Follow you old whore.
Oh, so it is you.
What? I'm not Keptolo.
You're not.
No.
Oh, you said you were the newer model, so
Lolth got tired of Keptolo after all, I mean. Half
Well, then what-
god, drow creature can only stay beautiful for so long, but a demon like myself, once you go abyssal, you never go back.
So what was Captolo's deal?
Keptolo is one of Lolth's favored consorts, part of their pantheon, I suppose. I don't know. I interact as little with him as possible. He's a vainglorious bastard, and I want nothing to do with him. He uses
Okay.
sex and partying for power. I just do it because it's
Yummy.
fun.
Great. Okay. Alright, back in you go.
Well, wait, I'm curious. What's going?
I don't. Well, he said he was tracking something. What else am I carrying? Oh, could have been the maces.
Well, I mean, if you thought I was Keptolo, I suppose it's a disrespectful mistake, to be clear. But one that I could understand. I'm a very attractive individual who has, the energy of Lolth about me. He's just an idiot if he thought that I was Keptolo.
This is like the second elf to think Balthazar is their god.
Yeah.
Sure is.
Think.
Okay. I mean, that's all there really is.
I mean,
to
I
it.
used to tell people that I could be whoever they wanted me to be, you know what I mean? But Keptolo is a bit far. I mean, Lolth did call me Keptolo a few times by accident, and that did sting a little bit, but, that was more of a throes of ecstasy thing. She also called me by many other names. One of the reasons I left.
Right.
But I don't want to get into all my dirty laundry.
No, me neither.
It seems the Underdark's been a little bit more fun than I had anticipated.
Yeah, we still don't really want.
Oh, but you are in jail, though, I'm noticing.
Yeah. We still don't really want. They did mention Lolth.
Oh, yeah, I mean, of course they did.
Yeah, so.
No, I'm fine to go back in the bag, but good update.
Yep, okay, bye.
Oh, what?
And turn around and be like,
Agile Mask is
good.
trying to teach Tether go fish.
so good.
Is there a mackerel?
No Tether.
Halibut?
It's not real fish, Tether.
I just have a 2.
Yep. Tuna.
I
Got her.
Una, you were saying.
So good news. They did not want. Well, they don't really want Balthazar. They think Balthazar is this Keptolo. That's it.
Don't demons lie?
I guess. But I can, look it up later.
Are you sure it's Balthazar and not something else that's in your bag of holding?
We have... I'll tell you exactly what's in my bag of holding. We have Ascending Stone from Elitha, and 5 potions of greater healing, which we should probably divvy up.
Could be the Sending Stone, you never know.
I highly doubt
I don't
it.
think it's the Sending Stone.
Positive there was nothing in the bag when we got it.
Would I know that?
I mean, there was a list that Alpha gave you.
Was there?
Yeah. It told you the scroll and the potions.
Oh yeah, the scroll of What was the scroll?
Scroll Ascending. It wasn't Ascending Stone, it was a scroll.
Oh yeah, okay.
Oh, I have it
Right.
in here as Ascending Stone, that's why.
But to get everything, it's possible, to get something out of a bag holding, you, think of what it is, and you just grab it. So it's possible if Elitha didn't know it was in there, she wouldn't be able to grab it out. And none of us would.
Can't you turn it inside out to dump everything? I'm not sure if I even know that.
That would be a
And
lot.
shake it all about.
I mean, we could take out all of our stuff and then turn it inside out and see if anything else comes out.
And turn yourself around.
I'll do that. And while I do that, all of you, sorry, Mask, gets a potion of greater healing.
That's what it's all about.
Boom. Done.
Cool, you take all the potions out.
Everybody has a potion of greater healing in the inventory, and I'm even
Ooh,
writing
potion
it
of greater
down.
healing. How many D's is that?
Off the top of my
He's
head,
not-
I don't know.
It's
Is it the-
It's
duel.
whatever's
Is it
in
the
the.
four-
It's whatever's in
I'll
the
take.
DMG.
I'll take out.
Okay, so it is the 4d4 plus 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, duel.
And I'll take out. Okay, that. I'll take out the scroll. I'll take out Balthazar, but like put a little cloth over.
Oh, hello, I'm back.
And then I'll turn it inside out.
You open it, and a couple things do tumble out. There are several sticks that look real cool.
What?
There's some,
Cool
there's
sticks?
some shiny pebbles that plop on out,
Fruity Pebbles?
and 3 small clay figurines.
Uh-huh. What are the figurines?
There's 3 of them, and they look like they're little wizards. And they each have, on the base of the figurine, a symbol on them. A symbol that you might recognize. Shanti and Una probably would have the best chance of recognizing them if they make history checks.
Let's see. Nat 20.
These are... Actually, you recognize the figures as well as you look at them. These are action figures of the leading members of the Exit Sortilegium.
Oh.
There's the world card, the old Wheel of Fortune, and the Empress are all there.
This is fun.
Now I picked up a 5.
Oh, I didn't realize we're still playing.
She's just been picking up cards.
Nothing here seems like it would be containing a demon god.
Captain's gonna pick up some of the cool-looking sticks and go over to Balthazar and be like, "Hey, Balthazar, these look like a god to you?"
They look like sticks, Seppi.
They look like cool sticks?
They do.
Alright, well, if he doesn't think they're gods, they're probably not gods.
Balthazar, you're sure you're not Captola?
I am 100% sure.
Look, see, he's not lying.
Wouldn't demons, like,
Unless
wouldn't
I
he...
can insight that.
You could insight
If
it,
he-
yeah.
If he was Keptolo, he wouldn't want us to know.
Oh, that's true.
Right.
Well, Captolo's not a demon. He's a vainglorious bastard who vies for fame and power. Actually, he might want you to know. But
22.
22, it doesn't seem like he's lying, but he's also really not. He's clearly like not telling you some things, but he's not. It doesn't seem like he is Captola. With the 22, you're pretty sure he's telling the truth about that at least. I'm Balthazar.
Are you related to Captolo?
Well, related's a funny word. It's not really... Related doesn't work the same way for us as it does for you.
Right,
folks.
right.
Not that Keptolo is us. I mean, he's not a demon. I
Right.
am.
So wait. Is Lolth a demon?
No, she's a god.
But she made you and you're a demon.
She lives in the abyss.
Okay. Did she make Keptolo?
No, but she did ascend him to godhood way back when. I don't know the entire tale, but her and her dark celadrine, betrayed the other elven gods. It was a whole thing.
Kinda remember that story.
Yes. It's boring, so I didn't memorize it, but... Yes. No, she did not make Keptolo. Not in the way that she made me, at least.
Does anyone else want to play Go Fishing?
I would love to go fishing, Tether.
Okay, do you have a 2?
I don't have hands.
So wait, Balthazar, were you? I forget. Did you say yes? Flip over Hourglass in the Underdark, or no? Don't flip over Hourglass in the Underdark.
If you flip over my hourglass in the Underdark, it will likely draw the attention of the Spider Queen Lolth, and I don't think that would go well for you.
Or you?
Yes, but you're my friend, so I'm looking out for you.
All right, I'm just making sure.
Would be fun, though, to see these uptight bastards let loose once in a while.
Close. If you guys didn't show up,
Oh, you almost
I was-
did?
I wasn't gonna give you to the idiot. My only other option was die or
That
flip
could
you
have
over.
been quite fun. I haven't stretched my legs in some time.
Ah, so it does let you out.
No. Metaphorically stretch my legs.
Bullshit.
Yeah, believe what you
You
want to
have
believe,
legs?
Seppi. I do. My anatomy is not that different from all of yours. It's better.
What do you look like?
I'm very hot.
Okay.
Objectively.
That gives me nothing.
Right, but you can't trust like a dude on how hot he is. He's always gonna say it's more so than he
Septon,
is.
You wound me.
Honestly,
A dude? You think
honestly,
I'm
the hotter
simply
you
a
are, the less I
dude?
like you.
Well, I don't.
Pixel art didn't happen.
Fine. Break the hourglass, disenchant it, let me out, and I'll show you.
Wait, wait. Break the hourglass or flip the hourglass?
Well, if you flip the hourglass, I give you a little treat. But if you disenchant the hourglass and let me out, you mean, then we get to meet face to face. That'd be fun.
Ah.
We'll call that the nuclear option.
Oh yes. I doubt you could disenchant this hourglass.
Oh, I don't just literally break it? Okay, never mind.
No. If you, I actually don't know what would happen if you broke it. I'd advise against it, though. I don't think it'd be.
That's
good for,
the nuclear
I don't think
option.
it'd be good for any of us, really. Or it'd be great for all of us. It's hard to say. I didn't put myself in here.
So refresher,
Damn,
how long is
damnable
this?
Faye did. Ugh.
How long is this party?
Wait, which Fae?
Oh, you wouldn't know him.
Oh, try me.
Oh,
I'm a Fae.
We are
You wouldn't know
we
him.
are college students.
No, come on.
No, I mean you
Does
really
it-
wouldn't know him. His name was erased from history.
Oh, that guy.
What?
He made the other guys.
I don't know what you are talking about.
No. The guy who got erased from history. He made the 5 of the Peaduir.
I don't know what that is.
Ah, you're boring, Balthazar.
Oh, you wound me, Seppi.
Listen, I came across a Fae who got removed from history in my studies.
It's not.
Which-
It's not common. Could be the same one. I'm not gonna give you any more details, though. That'd be way less fun than you figuring it out on your own.
Nah, come on, what's his name?
Let me out and I'll tell you.
Well, we're trapped in here at the moment, so letting you out isn't really gonna do much
Well,
good.
there is one good way to get out of here. They say a good party looses any bond.
It would start a party.
Could be fun. And Agile Mask says, I'm gonna go ahead and veto that option. Don't think that would be good for us.
Like I said, we'll call it the nuclear option. Wait, that idiom doesn't work in D&D, does it?
We'll call it the globe.
Fireball option.
What's the orb of devastation? What's that called?
The orb of devastation.
Orb of annihilation, something like that.
Oh, the one where like you touch it and it just destroys.
Destroys anything it touches. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I feel
know
like
what you
that's
mean.
the equivalent. Sphere of annihilation. That's what it's called. The annihilation option. Well, this has been fun.
Okay.
Good night.
I'll put everything else in there unless somebody wants a cool stick.
They're cool, man. What it looks like is
Alright, Heather gets a cool stick.
they look like they could be the heads of staves if they were like carved and whittled a little bit. Your guess is like these shiny rocks and these staves were probably these sticks were probably going to be used to make a staff for the previous owner of this bag at some point, but then decided, I guess, and sort of forgot they were in here. Anyway.
Good thing they didn't put anything like really big in this. Holy moly.
It would have been a bummer.
Would have been real bad.
Before probably like an hour since you've seen anyone else in the room, the door opens. The Samanoid guard walks back in, but is followed by another individual. She is a drow, young, probably around the elven equivalent of 20, mid to late 160s. She's distinguished with sharp features and cheekbones that could puncture steel. She has white shoulder-length hair styled partially up and partially down sleekly, leaving sharp bangs that never seem to fall into her piercingly blue, almost silvered eyes. She dresses in the robes of a Khovdekian barrister, though smartly tailored and not a formless mess like you would expect from robes. Each of her movements is sharp and precise, and her natural head position and excellent posture provides the sense that she's always looking down at you, even if you are taller than her. She enters the room. She looks at all of you and then looks at Mask and says, "What have you gotten yourself into this time, Mask?" Mask says, "It's a pleasure to see you, Miralay. You've grown." She says, "Great. Well, I'm told I'm here to represent you in a court case." Good. Well, this is not the place I like to do business. I'm having you released from the custody of my office where we can go over your side of the trial if you'll follow me, please. And she snaps her fingers, and the guard, surly guard, and quickly, unlocks the door and lets you out. You're not giving your weapons back yet, though. She just gestures with her finger and then sort of sweeps down the hallway as you follow her down a few twisted corridors into a small but finely furnished office. Yes. There's an entire bookcase lining one wall, filled with books, spines in all sorts of different languages. And about 3 chairs in the room. She sits in the one behind the desk. Mask sits in another, and there's one left over, but there's a lot of you, so I don't know who's sitting in it. She's not... Alright, Phoenix. She's not built like a brick shithouse. She's actually quite slender. So, is everybody sitting? Are you all good? Cool.
I'll stay standing.
She tenses her fingers and looks up at you. I am Barrister Miralay Levin. You may call me Barrister Levin for the duration of the trial. What are your names? I know Mask already.
Hello, my name is Shandi.
Shandi. Do you have a last name?
Not formally, no.
Very well.
Hi, my name's Tether. Also, I started choking, so I had to go away, so I don't know what I missed.
There's a lady, and she's your lawyer.
Cool.
Tether.
Hi, I'm Tether.
Do you have a last name? It's important for the records.
How would you know your last name? If it's your last name, you could get another name.
Alright, moving on.
Septon Xanthus.
Septon Xanthus. Where do I know Xanthus?
We used to be performers in the Feywild, ma'am.
That's where I know, thank you. She's like your guys' age, but she commands your respect in this room. Ma'am,
Yeah, I think-
ma'am
I
doesn't
think
feel
so.
out of place for her.
I think Septon's intimidated. Septon doesn't hang around serious people that often.
She points to Turn next.
I'm turn.
Just turn.
Finally, someone understands.
Good. And lastly, she turns her... She was sort of just, like, glancing at everybody else before, but, like, she turns her full attention to you, Una. You see her, like, note your hair. You.
Yes, me. Una Not Wise.
Not wise. Una Not Wise. I'm afraid I don't know your last name.
That's okay.
Does it have any relevance? Any, history?
Is there theater in the Underdark?
Of a kind.
Yeah, no.
Don't expect to see halflings of your bloodline coming from the surface.
I'm sorry, you know about my bloodline?
Unless you've chosen to dye your hair in that specific manner.
No.
There's a colony of halflings like you in the Underdark. They're quite deep, far below Khovdek, nearer to the realms of the Duragar and the Darrow, but they are here.
Okay.
But you're from the surface, I gather.
Yeah.
So no relation to them. Directly, at least.
It's possibly. But as you can probably tell, I genuinely had no idea they were down here.
Well, if we have time after the trial, I can get you some more information on them. Say over dinner?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Good. To that end, we're going to need to form a case. Mask, I know you. You have a relationship with my family, so you will be my anchor, my factual witness. I will ask you to describe the events as you saw them. I'd imagine, given your, well, Levin specialty eyesight, you saw most of what happened today. And he nods his head. Good. And the rest of you, I'm going to need to know a little bit about you, how you would best serve me in the case today. Turn. What's your thing? What do you do?
Well, I'm turn. I can turn into a tree, and I'm sorry. It's just what sort of information you looking for?
Well, I'm trying to build a case here. We're up against some interesting odds today. It's the favored consort of House Tavir's claiming that you robbed him and attacked him in the streets. That you also have a vestige of Keptolo, which I find frankly ludicrous. Why would you have that? Unless you do. If you do, don't say anything. Just wink twice, Una. Good. What? I guess to that end, why does he think you have that?
Wink twice on either eye, because
Not-
that would be
not-
like
not-
blinking, and I don't want to send any mixed messages.
No, not you. Sorry, Una. But she didn't, so I assume you didn't, and we are in no legal position for me to have to report that. Why would he think that you have a vestige of Keptolo?
I have no idea.
He had something on his palm that tracked me.
Interesting. He is, in his days, not serving the pleasures of the mistresses of the House Tavir. He does track things down for them. That doesn't surprise me. Though if the fact that he's leading a cult of Keptolo is a bit of a surprise.
We could have other magical objects that...
Such as?
Oh, no.
I mean, we carry a few magic weapons.
I saw those on the table. But none of them...
Standard
struck
practice for
me.
adventurers.
Yes. But anything that would register itself as a vestige of Captolo.
Now, when you say vestige,
Part of him left behind. A connection to his realm, I suppose.
We may have, unfortunately, been saddled with a presence we have yet been unable to rid.
What sort of presence? I'm talking species, type.
He claims... demonic?
Oh, that's fine. As long as you're
Contained.
As long as you're in complete control of him, then that's...
Contained and within a bag of holding at the moment.
holding.
But under control. Yes, that is important,
Yeah.
under control.
The only thing he can do out of
Yeah.
our control is move to my hip. If I leave him on a table, he'll reappear on my hip. Or
You fetched a demon trained like a fetch dog. I like it. Good. We can use that. And you have reason to believe that this is the thing that they thought was Captolo?
yeah, I mean, shall we bring him out,
Please,
Una?
Yeah.
pull out. My goodness, people. You won't even let me sleep. Oh, hello. This is this hourglass? There's a demon in there. Yeah,
Yeah.
So he-
not just a demon, and she just picks it up and puts it straight back into the thing.
Unella just holds it open.
All right.
Whatever. He keeps telling us to flip the hourglass, so make sure no one flips
Right.
the hourglass.
Well, if he doesn't seem. Seriously, what I'm thinking right now is that they mistook your demon that you have under complete control as this vestige of Captolo, which leads into me pinning on him leadership of a cult, which we'll have to prove in other ways, but we'll get to that later. The linchpin in this argument is that we are going to need this Balthazar, this demon, to admit freely that you have complete and total control over him. Does that sound like something he would do?
I think maybe, and we could do like an exchange. So if like you agree to step on him, he would probably agree to admit to complete control.
I don't
It
have
sounds-
any interest in doing that.
What?
I don't like it.
I don't want to step on an hourglass. If you want to shatter an hourglass, throw it on the ground.
He did say earlier today we probably shouldn't be breaking the hourglass.
Alright, well, perhaps we threaten him. I'll deal with that. I have a way of getting individuals to admit things. Anyway, that's good. Cult. Does anyone here have cult connections?
Oh no.
Good. Tether was, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what sort of cult?
That he's into?
No, your cult.
Oh, Zuktamoy.
A demon. Perfect. Fitting. Pieces coming together. Awesome. Yes. So, I will question you about cults, what makes a cult, and if you could spot a cult when asked. I am not allowed to advise you to call what these raiments of Captolo or whatever a cult, but she does a big wink. I think you can recognize a cult when you see one, yes?
Just to clarify, we're talking about groups, not horses.
Yes, groups. It's a good.
Cool.
It is a good point of clarification that actually has a precedent in Khovdekian court.
Oh, cool.
I think I could recognize a horse when I see one.
I know.
Alright.
I was hoping it was the horse because I know a horse very
So
well.
I question you about cults. You have a connection with Balthazar Septonxanthus, so I will question you about him. Sean D. You were raised a noble, weren't you?
I was raised around nobles. I don't know that my status carries the same
It
weight.
doesn't matter. You carry yourself in the way that they would as well. What do you know about Khovdekian nobility and the rules of Khovdekian society?
Probably next to nothing.
Oh, it would be... Wouldn't it be convenient if there was an entire wall full of books in which you could learn all about it right now. I can't legally advise you to do that because that would be misconstruing your knowledge coming in here, but I might have to leave my office sometime soon.
A little bit of reading never hurt anyone.
What reading?
The reading you guys were just talking about.
Oh, Tether.
Oh no.
We'll keep to cults for you. Cults for you, Khovdekian customs for you, Balthazar demons for you. Facts of the day, Agile Mask, Turn, and Una. Una, you seem an organized sort. You keep the bag, you keep the records. I'm going to question you about the job that you are all on. I assume you're on some sort of job. That's the only reason Mask comes down here anymore. Great. And Turn. What do you do? What's your thing?
I'm just Turn.
How do you know
sure.
these people?
I go to school with them.
School. Good. We can use that. What kind of school?
Just an academy of sorts for training, tactics and combat prowess and history.
Training for what end?
Just to be really useful. So one might even say heroes.
Heroes. Good. Heroes. You're the hero guy. We're going to talk to you about your school, about becoming a hero, good intentions, save the world, yada yada. Does that sound good?
Right.
Turn's the best hero, so that works.
I'm a good judge of character. Thank you for the confirmation, Tether. All right. I think we have quite a case here.
And we're gonna fill it with the good ideas for the trial.
That we are, Tether, I suppose. Great. Alright, well, I have a little bit of work to do. If you'll hand me the bag, I promise I won't take anything from it. I'm going to spend a little time with our friend here. And hopefully I'll have him singing like a canary by the time trial comes around. The rest of you start thinking about the things I've told you to think about. Don't read anything. And I'll be back in a few hours for the trial. This could be good. This could be good. And she'll shoulder the bag and leave her office. Leaving
What
you
was
all
her name again?
Miralae Levin. Myralae Levin. Cool. So, what do folks want to do in the several hours before the trial?
You have any fours?
Agile
I
Mask
have-
is definitely playing.
I have 3 4s.
Hand them over.
Okay. Do you want a 2 as well?
No, we'll come back around for that one.
Do you have any 2s?
Wait, I do!
I almost feel bad. What do you say we put some money on this?
I don't have any.
Check.
Tether doesn't have any.
Tether
but
does
yeah.
have some. She's not fragmenting her brain.
You don't know. Okay, no, so my deception is -1. So this would be a 1.
I think you do. But I guess as your teacher, I shouldn't make you bet on things. I already got you a little arrested, so.
I don't know. She's gonna overturn her pockets. I don't know.
Okay. Shanti, I assume you're doing some reading on Drow Custom?
Yeah, I'm gonna just start yanking books off the shelf.
Cool. Make a history check with advantage to see how much of it you can memorize.
13.
It's a good amount. You know, surprisingly, the the way Drow nobility is, like, what's the word? Organized is not too different from Zymorian nobility. The Zymor focuses a whole lot more on, like, birth rates, and Drow nobility is, like, very specifically merit-based. But, like, the privileges that come along with being a high noble house are similar, and a lot of the laws are actually, I mean, a lot more complex down here, but similar as well, as far as etiquette is concerned.
Okay.
Septa and Una, you up to anything?
Not really. Would this count as a short rest?
Yeah, this can be a short rest.
For the sake of
Yeah, you can use
resources.
You can reset resources. You can use hit dice if you'd like.
Did we just leave the caravan?
Yeah, caravan's just out there.
Cool.
They've got Johnson and
Oh yeah.
the Golden Light or whatever.
Sunhammer, Johnson,
Sunhammer.
Ren Ironguard, Dima. No, wait, no, not Dima. What's her name? What's the name of this? Ruba. Ruba Darth. Yes. That's a Star Wars name, if I've ever made one.
So the Sunhammer was a group of people?
Yeah, Sunhammer is the 3 half-elves, the adventuring party. Tyr, Devio, and Zilkas. Who hang out with Ruba Darth, and then there's Silith and his daughter Desi. Ren Ironguard is the old dwarf who tried to cheer turn up but did not succeed. And then Revenant / Johnson is there. As well. And Windrunner.
Yeah.
Keep and watch. Biggest dog known to man. Alright, well then the rest of the time is going to pass fairly uneventfully. Before Barrister Levin returns, sort of tosses the bag. She wouldn't. She's gonna come very gingerly hand you the bag. Una. Should be all set for trial. Alright. Are we ready for this? I have it on good authority that the barrister on the side of the Tavirs is Barrister Sabine Tavir, and she hates Rildnall. So, this might be easier than I thought.
Anything
Roll
I need
for initiative.
Anything I need to know about Balthazar and what you just talked, if I'm talking about demons?
You're his master, you've bent him to your will. As is custom, she points at Shandi, in our culture. Great. Alright. Well then. You don't look great. Like muddy. Sort of roughed up. I'm gonna have to get you better clothes. Wait here again. And she's gonna leave. And return fairly soon after with a set of finely tailored clothes that seems to like fit each and every one of you like very well. It's like nice suits with some flowy garments coming off the back. And there is also a silver and onyx necklace that she gives to Una.
Julia Roberts.
That's what she does, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that part was completely improvised?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the director told, what is it, Richard Gere?
Yeah.
He was like, she's not killing this scene. Like, I want you to basically cut her finger off with the jewelry box. It'll be so funny.
Very fun. All right, she says, "All right, get changed, and we're going to court, ladies and gentlemen."
Is there anywhere where we can get changed, or are we just boys' room in this?
I don't know. I don't know what that means.
You don't want to know?
Are we changing here, or is there a room we can do it in?
Do I look like someone who has multiple rooms in the
Is
The
boys'
Tower of
rooms
Law.
traditions
Or
revolve
boys'
around
room in
nudity?
it.
You guys turn. No! Una's gonna go to a corner.
There's like bookshelves and partitions and stuff.
Oh,
behind,
okay.
Yeah. It's like a finely decorated room, so there's enough.
Oh yeah,
It's like
sorry.
it's like
In
a small office, but she's
in
definitely
my
like
head,
filled
we're
it with
still
stuff.
in the cell.
You're in
I
her
don't
office
know.
now. It's a lot
Yeah.
chiller here.
SMALL or SMOL?
ALL in this case,
Okay.
yeah. But she's filled it. She's tried to make it look as nice as possible. All right. On your best behavior now. The way it works here in Khovdek is you're called to the stand and you answer questions when asked. Try not to be too surly, even if the questions aren't flattering. And if any legal jargon goes back and forth between me and the other barrister, pay it no mind. It's a bit of a rush job. Normally I'd like to have more time to prepare, but they're trying to rush this out because it involves a favored consort of their house. So,
Let's go to court.
great. And she leads the way into the courtroom. Great. You wind your way down several more halls and go a couple floors up before you enter into the courtroom. A grand chamber, complete with a black and white checkered floor and purpled carpets, incredibly high seats for the judge and for the stand, and a chandelier made of blackened glass with gold trim. The courtroom is packed. There are all sorts of folks sitting sort of in the stands behind the courtroom. There is no jury box, just the judge. As Barrister Levin leads you through, you do see there's a small contingent of female drow sitting up near the front who like see her and they start like pushing each other and like whispering and like looking at her and like, oh my gosh, she's here. It seems as though she has a fan base that watches her legal career very, very carefully.
Nerds.
The woman sitting in the judge's seat is an elderly drow with severe lines across her skin that narrow to a point at her slender yet sharp nose. You see the other barrister, a rather plump drow woman with an angry expression on her face, sitting at the other table next to everyone's favorite guy, Rilnal, who's dressed even more flamboyantly and revealingly than he was the last time you saw him. He's got jewelry just dripping off of him. But you're all sat down behind the table, your side of the courtroom, before the two the two barristers stand up and both of them together say, "Honorable Mother Tavir, we are ready to present our cases." And the older drow woman holds her hand up, and a mallet made of blue flame appears, and she hits it on the stand, the little gavel, and the court case begins. First called to the stand is Agile Mask. Barrister Levin questions him about the events of the day, and he repeats them pretty much verbatim as they happened, from you all arriving at Dual Norse to the attack by the Rayments of Keptolo. Though he is when he uses the term Rayments of Keptolo, there is an objection from the other judge for hearsay, which Barrister Levin lets pass, says that's fine. We'll strike that from the record. He is not cross-examined. Next up is Una. Una, you are called to the stand. You are not sworn in any way, because in the Khovdekian court, you are... it is assumed that you're telling the truth, because the Spider Queen is watching, and if you're lying, she will intervene personally.
Love that.
What is your name for the court?
Una Notwise.
And where are you from, Una Notwise?
I'm from Helvast in Zymor.
And where would that be in relation to where we are?
The surface?
Thank you. I understand that you are on a job today, Una.
Yes.
Could you explain the details of that job for me?
Yes. We were... Hold on. Chelsea has it. Hold on, I'm scrolling. We were told to escort a caravan through the Underdark, to get to... Are we going Selos or Skembra? No, Selos.
Selos, yeah.
Right? To get to Selos. We were told to keep the caravan protected and make it through.
And why did this caravan take a trip through the Underdark and not through Nildor? Think Fate Breakers.
Chelsea doesn't know.
Chelsea does know. Think Fate Breakers. You lived it.
Oh! Well, there's currently quite a terrible vampire war going on in Nildor.
So,
currently.
would you say that you had no other choice than to travel through?
I would
Khovdek?
say that. Yes.
Thank you. Is there any documentation of this job?
I'll look at Agile Mask.
He, like, nods. He's got papers out in front of him. He knew it was
Yes.
coming. And do you know who has that documentation?
That man, no. So dramatic. That would be with Agile Mask.
Honorable Mother Tavir, I am going to approach the stand with these documents and enter them into evidence. And she does so. There's no objections. We move on. We're just doing a court case, guys. I'm really reliving my mock trial here. Did you and your group come into Khovdek with the intention of attacking any of its residents?
Absolutely not.
Did you or your group attack any of its residents while you were here?
No.
No further questions, Your Honor. Cross-examiner stands up, Sabine.
Oh.
She walks over to you and she says...
It was like about to stand up and now it's like, oh no.
Una Notwise, is it not true that while walking through the streets of Khovdek, you used magic to turn yourself invisible?
Is it not true?
Did you do this?
Yes, I did.
And why did you do this?
Self-preservation?
The self-preservation in terms of what? What
In
caused
terms of-
this?
In terms of we knew we were being followed and we thought we were in danger and we were trying to avoid a violent encounter.
Did the Tavir consort, before you turned yourself invisible, make any concrete moves that you deemed violent?
No, but we knew we were surrounded and we knew there was somebody on the roof.
But nothing violent.
No.
Thank you. No further questions. You're allowed off the stand. Turn! You're called to the stand next. What is your name?
Name is Turn.
And how do you know the companions that you are traveling with today?
They are fellow classmates of mine
Classmates from where?
from Hagen Academy of the Bright Futures Initiative.
Bright Futures Initiative. Now, could you describe the Bright Futures Initiative to me?
It is a program in which we are trained in tactics, in history, and combat maneuvers for the purpose of becoming a group that acts in the defense of the people.
Would you say that you are being trained to become heroes?
I would say that we are being trained to become heroes.
And were you chosen specifically for this task? The training to become heroes, that is.
I have a feeling that everyone else was chosen specifically, and I think I just showed up at the right time.
Is it not true that many great philosophers said a hero is someone in the right place at the right time?
I think that's amazing.
Very well. Where is the Bright Futures Initiative located? What country?
I don't know the name of the country. What's the name of the country?
You've been there the whole time, dude!
I know.
The Zymor Empire!
Zymor. We're in the Zymor Empire.
And to your knowledge, is the Zymor Empire at war with Khovdek?
I don't think it is. Right? Actually, to my knowledge, no.
Good. Does the Bright Futures program and its mission statement or anywhere else in its documentation bear any ill will towards Khovdek and its citizens?
Nope.
And is it true that you were sent on this mission that Una Notwise described a moment ago by the Bright Futures Initiative?
That's correct.
And what was your teacher's intent on sending you on this mission? What were they attempting to teach you?
We are learning how to travel, particularly in foreign, unfamiliar terrain.
Great. And you have a politics course in your institution, yes?
That is correct.
And in this politics course, are you taught about different cultures? No further questions. The cross-examiner is going to stand up and crack her knuckles. You're probably her star witness. So, Turn, is it true that you, when alerted of the group that my client was a part of, hid yourself in a darkness spell and sprinted through the streets of Khovdek?
That is true. Although I did not know it was the streets of Khovdek at the time.
You weren't aware you were on the streets of Khovdek?
I thought we were still traveling there. Maybe Phoenix was confused. I thought we were outside the city.
You're for sure in Khovdek.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Can you see in the dark inside of a darkness spell?
No.
So you cast a spell you couldn't see inside. And then you proceeded to run while blind, recklessly in a city.
Trying to hide myself.
By running.
Away.
One could say that running blindly into civilian populace is reckless and endangering to the people. Could they not?
I didn't see a lot of people out and about.
To that end, what stopped your run?
A guard.
How? How did you come into contact with this guard?
I bumped into him.
Because you couldn't see?
Aye, because I couldn't see.
No further questions, Your Honor. On your release.
Is that guard in the court?
Not in the courtroom, no.
Oh, I wanted to wave.
Shandi, you are called to the stand. State your name for the court, please.
My name is Shandi.
Great. As I asked your compatriot Turn earlier, there are politics classes at your institution. Do you attend these politics classes as well?
I do.
Do all of the students of the program attend the politics classes?
Yes, they are mandatory.
And in these politics classes, you are taught of the cultures and traditions and laws of other countries, yes?
That's correct.
Very well. Is one of them the Khovdekian culture? Were you taught of that? Do you know of our customs?
I am aware of them.
Good. And to prove to the court that this is not simply hearsay, I'm going to quiz our friend here on some of our rules and laws. Make a history check.
Ooh. That's a 10.
It's a 10. It's not great.
My history checks have been getting worse and worse
really
every
have.
time. That's my third one, and
ever since you didn't do so well on a midterm, you've really been.
no, but I got a nat 20 on a history check earlier this session, didn't I?
You sure did, yeah. It goes okay. You know a good amount of them, but there's also a few that you don't know. At the end of it, she says, and Honorable Mother Tavir, I would like to enter this into record that these students have been educated about our customs. Perhaps they've not memorized them, but they have been made an earnest attempt to learn and know far more than many of the travelers that pass through these places. Thank you. That will be all. There's no cross-examination for you. You did nothing happen. You weren't at the fight. Tether. You were called to the stand.
Hi.
Would you state your name for the court, please?
Hi, my name's Tether.
Tether. And Tether, tell us a little bit about your upbringing.
I grew up in a group of like-minded druids who forsook the machinations of the outside world.
A group of like-minded druids who forsook the machinations of the outside world. Was there a driving factor of this group?
Yeah, we worship Zuktamoy.
The Sabine is going to say, objection! I failed to see the relevance. Your Honor, it will be addressed. Continue, I'm curious. Again,
Okay.
Tether, who do you worship?
Zuktamoy, goddess of fungus.
And Tether, is it not true that Zugtamoy is a demon queen?
Yeah.
But your people worshipped her as a god, yes?
Yeah.
Great. What are some terms that people outside of that community have called that community?
Oh, the word cult has been used a lot.
So, it could be argued that you were raised in a cult.
I think it's been pretty much confirmed.
Great. Thank you, Tether. As someone who was raised in a cult, would you be able to recognize the behavior of other cults?
Probably, yeah.
Would you say a group of individuals with similar connecting features might form a good cult?
Yeah, connecting features like tattoos, piercings, clothing, hairstyles.
Gender and social status, would you say?
Gender, social status, symbols.
Great.
Iconography.
And would you say...
I know the word iconography.
That's a good word, Tether. And would you say that a group of people who worship a god in secret could be considered a cult?
Oh, secrecy is a big part of it.
Great. So, today, you interacted with a group that called themselves the Rayments of Keptolo, correct? You heard that term?
Yeah.
And that group is a group of like-minded individuals and similar social statuses who worship a god in secret. Is that not correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
In your expert opinion, as someone who was raised in a cult, would you call the Rayments of Keptolo a cult of Keptolo?
I mean, definitely.
Definitely. Thank you. That is all.
No, thank you.
That is all, Tether. The Sabine, like, she's like sitting there, like looking through her notes. She like did not expect this. She has no. Tether.
What's your name again?
I am Barrister Tavir. You can refer to me as Barrister Tavir.
Hi, Barrister Tavir.
Hello, Tether. So
How are you doing?
that's not relevant, Tether. I'll be asking the questions if you don't mind.
Okay.
So you were raised in a cult, yes?
Yeah.
And in cults, they brainwash you, right?
No?
They feed you information in order to make you worship your god more fervently, right?
Like, eat a book?
No, like, they... No, like they tell you things that might not be true to make you believe them more.
Are you thinking of the word lies?
Yes, that works.
I think everyone lies sometimes.
That's not relevant right now, but you are lied to in cults, correct?
Well, if everyone lies, then probably, yeah.
And embarrassed to Eleven's to say, objection, I fail to see the relevance. And Sabine's, no further questions.
Is that it?
Yes, Tether, you may leave the stand.
Okay. Oh, wait, should I have been standing this entire time?
No, Tether.
Okay, cool. Bye.
Finally, the defense would like to call Septon Xanthus to the stand. State your name again for the court.
My name is Septon Xanthus.
Great. And Septon, you are not alone in this group, are you? There is a presence that follows you about. Am I correct?
Oh, most certainly, yes.
Could you describe that presence for me?
Yes, well, if I may, we were on an adventure and we encountered an object, which...
What sort of object?
An hourglass. It is common in our lifestyle to come across many objects and creatures during adventures, and we encountered one which spoke to us and claimed to contain a demon.
Is this common?
This is the first we have encountered, but from what I read in the stories, this is quite common.
Very well.
After encountering him, I found that if I left him at home or attempted to leave him behind, he would appear on my hip. Speak to him, pass the time, chit-chat, all sorts of things like that. Yeah, that would be...
Does he have a name?
Yes, he goes by Balthazar.
Great. And do you know of his origin?
As so far as he tells it.
And what would that be?
He claims to have been formed by Lolth as a sort of...
As you say Lolth, the entire crowd just like murmurs and like is taken aback a little bit.
He claims to be formed by Lolth as a sort of entertainment, and then after a while he was dropped from that position, shall we say, only to, after reaching the material plane, being contained, at which point much time passed, and we found him. And he remains contained.
If we are to believe what he says, and he has been formed by Lolth, would it make sense for her presence, her glory, to be marked upon him?
I suppose it would. I will admit I'm not an expert in this sort of matter.
Absolutely. But would it not be true that it carries some sort of similar aura to his creator?
Yes, I believe that would make sense.
Right.
He seems to have a certain reverence for the name, shall we say.
Good, as he should. She sort of looks around the courtroom, and the drow on there nod their heads as well. I am sure you're aware, as your friend Shandi has been taught, I'm sure you has also been taught, that the drow and of Khovdek and the denizens of the Abyss have a working relationship.
Yes, I am aware.
That demons are welcome as long as they have been completely bound to the will of their masters. Would
Yes.
you say that this demon is bound to your will?
I would.
And I don't ask you to take my word for it, Honorable Mother Tavir. We're going to prove it to you today. Is this bag, and she holds up the bag of holding, where the hourglass containing Balthazar is stored?
The last I saw it, yes.
I'm going to remove Balthazar from this glass and place him upon the stand. At that time, you will command him to do something, and we will see that you are in complete control of your demon. Does this sound agreeable?
Yes.
She reaches into the bag and she pulls out the hourglass. And as she does so, you can see all of the drow react to it. There's like a noticeable shift. They recognize an energy that is coming from it. Miralay sort of smiles and nods and then places it upon the stand. Septon, if you will.
Good to see you again, Balthazar. To my hip, if you would.
Make a charisma saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Not saving throw, just a check. We'll make it a check, because you're not really... There's no...
That's a natural 1.
Oh, that's not good.
Couldn't have been worse.
He doesn't move. The courtroom is quiet. Waiting. You can see a flicker of worry cross her face.
Balthy. If I remember, pardon me, Your Honor, if I remember, we were said at the beginning we were in the eyes of Lulth. Balthy may feel a little uncomfortable. I understand that, my friend. There's no need. We'd simply appear on my hip, as you usually do.
Make another charisma check at disadvantage.
Oh, no! Disadvantage? That's another natural 1. I don't even need to roll it twice.
He says, "Why don't you get fucked?" And at that point, Miralay just scoops him right back into the bag and says, well, that was unexpected. It seems as though the Spider Queen's presence has had a bit of an adverse effect on this entity. That will be all from me, Septon. And Sabine, who's now got her hands behind her back, says, "No questions, Your Honor." Miralay sort of goes back to her papers, shuffles through them a little bit, looks up at the courtroom, looks down at her papers, looks at you all, smiles a little bit, and then says, "All right, in conclusion, before the defense rests, I would like to make a recommendation to the court. You have seen today, painted a picture before you, a group of innocent individuals who came to Khovdek with no ill will towards its people, with some knowledge of the culture and the customs, who were accosted undeniably and belayed by a group of our own. Not only a group of our own, but a cult, almost undeniably, led by a high-ranking consort in the leading house of the district. This is a bit of an embarrassment. In fact, so much of an embarrassment that I put to the court that we remove a tally from the ledger." And at that, the entire room just bursts into loud talking. Everyone's like, "A tally from the ledger? She couldn't possibly do something like that!" Until the gavel was bang, bang, hit on the desk again. "Silence! This is a bold claim you make, Barrister Levin. Are you sure you're willing to make it?" "I'm willing to make it, and I think I wouldn't be alone in doing so. The tally has lain dormant for quite some time, and I think it's about time we owed reparations. Or we are not the fair and law-abiding people we so claim ourselves to be." And once again, the court erupts into noise. The gavel is banged again. And the Honorable Mother Tavir says, "Very well, then it is out of my hands. The court will recess for 3 days while this measure is considered. Do not leave the city until that. Do not leave the district until such of time is done. The court is recessed. She stands up and heads back through a door, as the crowd is just buzzing intensely as they're all talking to each other as they're leaving as well. Sabine is just like slack-jawed staring at Barrister Levin, who looks a little bit shaken, but is standing strong, straight, a chin high. But before too long, the only ones left in the courtroom are your group. Well, it could have gone better, but it could have gone worse. I was sure I trained that bastard to do as you said. I thought I had imparted upon him the importance of this, but I suppose my methods of persuasion might not have worked in his case. I apologize for that. But with a claim this large, I think your particular case will be forgotten and you'll be free to go. In the best of cases. Well, in the worst of cases. In the best of cases, they actually take it seriously. They consider removing a tally from the ledger, and my career will skyrocket.
Might I ask what the ledger is?
Oh, you wouldn't know, would you?
No, you have to understand, I didn't actually reach the material plane until mere months ago.
Well, it's not. It's a secret that we. It's not a secret, but it's something we tend to keep quiet, to see if the people of the surface remember. But Khovdek, we are the shield of below. We protect those of you who live on the surface from the horrors that live beneath. And trust me, they are horrible. But we don't do it for free. There's an agreement made with some of the forebears of your people and the forebears of ours that one day the ledger would come due. We would ask for repayment for the service that we have done for you. And we've kept meticulous track of everything we have done. But in this case, a group of surface dwellers is accosted unjustly by our people. It goes to reason that we should put that in the ledger as well. It's only been done 3 times in our history, so this would be, well, it would be monumental. House Levin's name would go down in history, our status would rise. I mean, it would be inconvenient for you. You would have to come to the capital district, and this could be a years-long process, but it's better than being killed, isn't it?
I suppose so.
I understand you have a job to get to, but this would be changing history. Think of it. Mirole Levin removing a tally. Well, it's not something we can think of now. The houses will convene to discuss this, and we will have our answer in 3 days. But until then, you're my guests. My house will put you up, make sure that you're well taken care of. In fact, we'll even offer you a discount of our enchanting services, should you be interested in them. But the 3 days are yours. Yes, Tether.
Enchanting services?
Yes, enchanting services. My house specializes in enchantment. I myself am a barrister, but that is not what my house does.
Okay, cool.
Well, I shall see you back here in 3 days' time. Except, Una, I shall see you, say, tomorrow night? For the dinner.
Yeah.
Great. I will pick you up at your inn.
Mm-hmm.
Very well then. Good day. A good
Thank
day
you.
it is. And she,
Good day.
She smiles to herself before chin high striding out of the room. And you're left alone in this imperious courtroom. what we want to do. You got 3 days.
We don't have our weapon.
Oh, you're gonna be given them back when you leave here. Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
no. Never
I
mind.
should have specified. You'll be given your weapons back. Yeah.
Okay. That doesn't change anything I was gonna say.
Agile Mask is gonna go to House Levin. That's his plan. He's also gonna go check in on the caravan and let them know what's going on. You're free to return to the caravan. You're free to check in on your accommodations. You're going to be housed in the Gilded Cobweb, very high quality establishment.
I wouldn't mind seeing our accommodations. Anyone want to come with me?
I'll come.
Shandi might go with Agile Mask.
Cool.
Turn, do you have a 3?
I do. I have all of your 3s, but I already played them. See, I already set them down.
So I can have 1? I only want 1.
So once the 3s are down, you can't take any of them. They're back in the. They're like, it's like the fish have been.
I
caught
just took
and
1.
cleaned. All right. Well, it's not really how Go Fish works, but
Oh.
you have to ask me for a different card.
Oh.
That's all right. Why don't we go stretch our legs, Tether? It's been a lot of Go Fish today.
We can actually go fish.
I don't know if they have fish down here. But wherever, who's going someplace far and doing lots of walking?
I feel like the caravan's probably farther.
House Levin is the farthest
Oh,
from where
okay.
you are right now.
Well, we're going to.
Gilded Cobweb is the closest. Caravan's medium, and then House Levin is probably the farthest away from where you are right now.
Going to House 11. Just doing that.
No.
No, me.
Observe my tactics.
Thanks for the sub, Tommy. Appreciate it.
Hi, Tommy.
I don't know. Well,
I
Tether,
kinda wanna
what do you want to
sleep.
do? Do you want to go to the House 11? Do you want to go to the caravan? I don't want to go inside. I'd rather just go to the caravan, I suppose.
We can do a thing where we throw 4 rocks in the air, and each one represents a cardinal direction, and whichever one I catch will just go there.
Hey, go ahead, catch a rock.
Okay.
I assume at this point
First,
you
I'm
guys
gonna-
have probably left the tower then, just to find rocks.
Okay,
When
just
you
gonna
when
roll.
when you pick up rocks, they're like unpleasantly cold to touch.
Ooh. Okay, don't catch any of them the first time. Or the second time. Or the third time. I catch one. Let's go south.
South.
All right, and just head off to the south, the two of you.
Well, is one of those options to the south?
No,
Which is the most southmost option?
probably the caravan.
All right, caravan it is.
It's not south.
It's the most southern.
Yeah, it's like southwest of here.
Okay.
Cool. So you head on back to the caravan. That's pretty simple. Una and Septon head to the Gilded Cobweb. Gilded Cobweb is a massive luxury hotel. It is also kind of frightening. There's a lot of giant spiders just hanging out in there. Not like statues, but like full-on spiders.
Oh man.
They use spiders to like carry things from room instead of like the carts. It's spiders. It's giant spiders. But yeah, I mean, but it's really nice. There's these beautiful fountains with gilded lights on the inside. You each have your own room, and they're significantly larger than most of the rooms you've ever seen. Beautiful, like queen-sized beds, spider silk sheets, several changes of clothes that are just yours, I guess. It's really nice. There's also like room service complimentary for your stay, and with a whole list of things you can order. They're like strange things you guys have probably never really heard of before, but things nonetheless.
One time at a nicer hotel, my sister, when she was younger, ordered room service for a single thing of Pringles, and it was $20.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Once we're like in our rooms, or maybe I guess I'll go to Una's room because I assume we're not in the same room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go to Una's room because I want to talk to Una. Well, hey Una,
Yeah.
can I have the bag of holding?
Oh, yeah.
Once, and are we like?
Is anybody around?
You're in your room. Yeah.
Yeah, I assume we're alone if we're in our room.
Just
Or
the way you were like, can I have the bag of holding?
There's a little
Yeah.
there's a little spider in a butler suit who sits on the nightstand, but other than that, you're alone.
I'm gonna turn to the spider and be like, "Can we have a moment?"
It doesn't respond because it's a fucking spider.
All right, well, worth a
What
shot.
kind of spider?
Worth it.
Jumping spider.
Oh no!
That was worth a shot. All right. Chat says Sputler. I like that.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna pull out Balthazar
Cool.
and put him on the table.
Stony silence.
Balthazar, you seem quiet.
Yes, I am.
Interesting choice you made back there, not to play along.
Well, listen, Seppi, I'm a demon. The only reason I
Right.
go along with the things that you do is because I owe you, and you're good fun. But when some strange woman I don't know berates me for hours about what I have to do, doesn't exactly sound like something I want to do, is it?
That was what she took, huh? That was the route she took?
Seems like it's our only route.
Well, Balthazar, unfortunately you, may have dug your own grave here.
I doubt it.
Oh, well, Balthazar, you see, you don't like it here, right?
No.
Well, that's that's a shame. I once got stuck somewhere I didn't want to be. And it was pretty difficult. I had to make some pretty bad deals to get out of there.
That's unfortunate. All I have to do is teleport to your friend Brom, and I'm gone.
You can head back to Brahm for me.
Yes! I can go wherever
Why didn't you...
I can go to anyone who I've ever been with. I can simply go to them. I stick with you because you're interesting and I owe you. Frankly, Brum makes me uncomfortable, and so does his will they, won't they girlfriend.
Who's Brahm's will they won't?
Elitha.
That's his... Once again, you're confusing girlfriends for siblings, Balthazar.
Were you not there?
Did I misunderstand the story, or am I thinking of two different characters?
They were raised together, but they weren't siblings. They
Oh,
were,
no.
Definitely
they were
did it.
canonically lovers.
Alright, then I'm misremembering
That's
the lore.
part of it, like...
Our two teachers.
I'm misremembering the lore.
Frankly, I'd rather stay with you. Because you're fun, and I owe you. But, if I had to, I could go to them, I could go where I wanted. You let me out of that cage that I was in, so now I'm free to go where I want, sort of.
If you're staying with us, you're staying out of the bag.
What? We made a deal on this. I told you my whole thing. I told you a bunch about me.
And then after that, you were actively uncooperative.
Well, that wasn't part of our deal, was it?
I've altered the deal.
I suppose I'm no devil. I can't hold you to the details. I don't think you want me out of the bag, Septon. It's a wonder that Lolth hasn't come for me yet.
Yeah, I was surprised in the courtroom we didn't have an issue.
I mean, listen, there's a lot of things I'll do. but none of them are what I'm told.
Not even to play along and get yourself out of the Underdark faster.
I can get myself out of the Underdark whenever I want, Seppi.
Then go.
No, I think I'll stay.
Fine. Una, don't put him back in the bag.
Come on, put me in the bag.
I'm not gonna put him in the bag, Una.
Seppi, after all we've been through, is this how it's going to end, really?
Cause this is just how I imagine the bag of holding, but like having like drawstrings or something.
Yeah.
And she's just gonna be like,
Spell
And leave 'em out.
spell your own doom.
Honestly, if the cult comes for him and takes him,
It's not the cult you should be worried about.
honestly, if Lolth shows up, we say, "Oh, here, an offering, take him."
yeah.
Yeah, try it. See how it goes.
A gift from the upper side, and maybe it counts as a tally.
How do you think Lolth is going to react to one of her erstwhile lovers being in the possession of an elf of the Feywild?
I don't know. Call it penitence from the Feywild. We'll try to spin it.
Good luck.
I'm not... Una, I don't want to put him back in the bag.
Hey, well, now I'm concerned.
I mean, do you want to
Not
put him
gonna
back in the bag?
lie. Well, I mean, even if he's bullshitting, I'd rather be safe than see Lolth
I don't know. I mean, when we were in the
have that
courtroom...
be the last thing I see.
When we were in the courtroom,
She's quite
they said...
attractive. It's not a terrible final sight.
They said in the courtroom that, like, if somebody transgressed, Lolth would show up, and then this asshole
I
transgressed.
did not transgress. I didn't lie. I did not perjure myself. You perjured yourself, though. Good luck.
When was that?
When you went along with the ruse that you were in complete control of me. Very,
I was told earlier...
very
I was-
disrespectful, by the way, because we're friends.
I was-
It's an equal.
I was
relationship.
told I was in control of you.
By who? Not me.
No, by Aristar 11. Mirstar 11.
Yes, this was a lie. You shouldn't have gone along with it.
I was unaware. I figured she had actually made a deal to get you under my control.
Seppi, I'm not a devil. I only make deals with people I like.
I thought you liked her. She seems so friendly.
Why would you think that?
She
Seppi,
seems so friendly.
I don't want to fight like this. We're better than this. Now just put me back in the bag, and we'll have some fun later, and it'll be all fine. It'll be fine.
I think we
Opening
should.
the bag back up.
You really think we should?
What is the point of keeping him out? Besides,
Now wait, Balthazar, can you get from the bag to my hip?
I haven't tried.
Would you like to?
Sure, I mean, why not?
Alright. See how it goes.
A few moments later, shwoop, he appears on your hip. Whoa! Or I can hop planes! I'm more powerful than I thought.
Well, that was a bad idea, but...
at least we know.
Alright, back in the bag you go.
Alright, good night!
He's gonna be back.
Well, Una, I won't lie to you, that completely backfired.
I mean, yeah.
But my plan was honestly first to be like, oh, you're stuck here, you know? And then he was gonna be like, no, I could just, like, go to your hip when you leave. And I was like, no, we're stuck here. You gotta make a deal, like, you gotta pay us back for that bullshit. But, yep, no, seems like he's got all the cards.
His logic is definitely. I mean, I just pulled a cord on something. Hold on.
We can still
Yeah,
hear
it
you.
didn't,
think I'm
didn't affect
okay.
you. Yeah,
Alright.
you're good.
Yeah.
Just one of the many cords behind my computer, so I'll figure it out when something stops working. But Not that I thought his logic would be sound. He's a demon, but I don't know, in the beginning he seemed so scared and was like, oh, don't take me out of the bag. Mommy's here.
Don't say that.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I saw you mouth it earlier when Turn ran into the guard. That's like, no, please, no.
Like... Yeah, and now he's saying, oh, well, he could zip out any time.
I wonder if he's lying. I mean, wasn't there a time we went away and he, like, didn't follow us?
Yeah.
He couldn't get into the primal growth. He just sat outside.
Yeah.
Well, that was before we even knew him.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we did know him at that
He
point.
talked to you, but you didn't know as much about him. You hadn't hung out with him yet.
He wasn't part of the gang yet.
I hate that he is part of the gang.
Yeah.
Hey, Fatebreakers got Herky. You guys get Balfate.
That's
Oh,
terrible.
we're so lucky.
Yeah,
If I
Much,
could-
much worse deal.
If I could abandon Balthazar in the Underdark and just let him be afraid of Lolth for the rest of eternity, I'd do it. Well, Una, I thought we were going to be able to, like, do something here, but this has been a waste of time.
Not a waste. We found out he can bamf out of the bag.
I mean...
Which isn't great, but at
That's-
least we know that.
Yeah, but he didn't seem to know that before.
He did not. I don't know. My head hurts. Well,
Yeah, I'm down to take a rest. Hey, you should probably get ready to go to dinner soon. You got a date.
It's tomorrow night.
it's tomorrow, and it's not a
Oh,
date.
it's tomorrow.
It's not a date.
She gave you a day and a time to show up for dinner.
For dinner.
Just the two of you.
To talk about my cursed bloodline family that seems to be down here. It's not
Oh yeah, that should be on the list.
gonna be so fun.
Una's from the Underdark.
Not from the No.
Una Dark. No.
I like that. Yeah. We're not from the Underdark. No.
Listen,
No.
listen,
With all the
listen.
research I did, we were exiled from Salos? What's the...
Salos, yeah. It's like before
It's
the countries that exist now
yeah.
exist.
Listen, Una, speaking from first-hand experience, when you get kicked out of somewhere, you don't always really have a say in where you wind up.
Right. Yeah.
So it's possible they got kicked out of wherever and wound up in the Underdark.
In the Underdark. Do you think my parents were in the Underdark? Because all that I know is they
Honest to God, your dad? No.
Yeah.
Like, I look at this place, I assume there's a window or something.
Yeah.
I look at this place, and I think about your dad. No, that's not compatible. That doesn't go together. Also, what did she mean by theater of a sort down here? That...
Maybe it's that, like, avant-garde stuff? Or,
Theater
like,
of the absurd.
what's avant-garde on the surface is, like, normal here.
Oh, we gotta get out of this place. That's the worst thing Septon's heard about the Underdark yet. The theater is all avant-garde.
It's just somebody sitting down in an empty space screaming at random intervals, and that's their theater.
It's all one-man shows.
Yeah. Oh no.
Cool.
I hate our chat.
I mean, to the Joker, drown theater is normal. True. We're really in a society. All right, let's go to Green Gang as you return to the caravan. It's largely as you left it, though you could tell that Revenant has been like looking around the square for you guys. He's sort of pacing when you return, and as you return, he like comes up to you, and then he like remembers his character and just like slowly walks up to you and quietly says, "Are you all right? Where have you guys been?"
Jail.
What?
Bored.
You guys really know how to get into some scrapes, huh?
We have to stick around for a little while for them to erase a tally mark from their books or something.
You don't seem too happy about it.
No. It just feels a little too close to incarceration, which has always been a probably my worst nightmare.
Sorry, Turn. Well, we'll get out of here soon. I'm sure.
Cool. So anyway, I think Shandi's also here to check up. We're just gonna head in that direction.
Oh, you're gonna head out? Alright, no, that's fine. Sure.
Where are you going, Tether?
Oh, I thought we were just gonna wander.
We can't go too far, we have to stick around.
Just have to stay. You just have to stay in the district, which is like this city.
Oh. Well, I guess we could keep going, but.
You want to just walk around and look for like some cool lichen or maybe some bats?
Yeah, it beats standing still.
Alright, well, stay safe, you two. I'll keep holding down the fort here. And I'll let Desi know that you're okay. She's gotten really worried.
Cool. I've been looking for really venomous spiders, so this is probably a good place.
Definitely a good place, yeah. Alright, well,
Thanks.
best of luck.
Revenant. See you later.
Yep. Alright. He sort of walks his way on back. Yeah, you guys are free to explore Khovdek. And honestly, over the course of the next 3 days, you probably see most of the district. And there's a lot of cool stuff here. It's an interesting place. Never seen anything quite like it, either of you. But, there's like cool new food to try. There's lots of weird just things happening all over the place. It's a little creepy. It's a little confined, but it's less bad than jail. So.
So I've noticed over the past couple weeks that you have, or you seem a little bummed. And also, I'm sorry if this is sensitive, you have one horn, and I was wondering if you'd like to talk about it. And I know it's really hard to talk about stuff like that, so I have a proposition where I tell a deep, dark secret, and then you tell a deep, dark secret.
Heather, I would love to share my secrets and be free of them.
Awesome, so let's start.
It's not that simple. I don't normally keep things so close to my chest. I feel like it's a bit more of a burden than I'd like to carry. The only reason I've been doing so is just to protect the people involved. So the less that you and everyone else knows, the less likely people are to get hurt. So, as much as I'd like to tell you, I don't think that's the responsible thing to do.
I mean, if you're worried about, like, bringing something upon the group that could, like, cause our end, you're not?
No, I'm not.
Oh, because I was about to say, I worshipped a demon prince who might just, like, come up.
Right, exactly. Well, that's the thing. I'm trying to protect people from my past. from the enemies of our group now.
Well, I feel like
you saw what happened to Johnson. You have a demon involved with you. The further I can separate my people from all of that, no offense, I mean, I've picked up my fair share of enemies too since coming to this school. The more I can separate them, the safer they'll be.
okay, but like you could still like say stuff without saying stuff. You can like not say proper nouns, and you can just like talk about like your like most recent experience and not say why it happened, but just what happened, and how you feel about it, but not why you feel about it.
I really don't think I can. Any bit of information, I can't afford it getting to the wrong people. I mean, we're in this strange place. Who knows who's listening now? And, well, frankly, I don't know what I would do if someone got to people from my past and held them hostage or tried to use them against me. I realized that possibility ever since the whole thing happened with Johnson, and I haven't been able to get it out of my mind. It's really paralyzed me in a way.
Have you thought about maybe like spreading information around? While it might make you more vulnerable, it also might make the defenses stronger.
How would that work?
Could help.
I don't see how.
No, I don't really have a lot to go on, so I'm just saying what I can.
It's fine, Tether. I told you. It's nothing personal. It's not because I don't trust you. Purely because I have people I need to protect.
Well, I just want to make you feel a little more at ease in your day-to-day. And
Nice
even
to
though
you.
And even though you're not going to say anything to me, I will still say something to you. So I'm going to say
least I can
something.
tell you how I lost my horn, but I can't go into too much details. But sure, if you'd like to go first.
Okay, so don't tell anyone, okay?
All right.
Anyone.
I won't.
Okay. I have a secret identity. When I was on break, I got a hat that I could make myself change, and I did, and I made myself look like myself, but not like mushroom myself. And I really liked it, and I really liked how people treated me while I did it, and so I kept doing it, and now I keep going into Kelshar and like talking with people, and I now have like a whole life. But the more people that know would make it less real. So don't tell anyone.
Interesting. What is this secret identity of yours? May I know?
Yeah. Her name's Isla. That was just like the first name I heard when I was walking around, and people like her, and she's very cool, and like she can talk to people, and no one stares at her, and people like want to hang out with her, and she's really confident.
Heather, I like hanging out with you.
I know. but you are not the world.
I'm pretty strange, I guess, as far as people go.
Hmm.
I look around to see like how busy of an area it is. How
It's getting around like the sleeping hours for Drow, so it's pretty quiet. There's not really anyone around where you are. The day is winding down. Every now and again, like you guys will walk past a group walking in a different direction, but it's not busy.
well, I imagine you probably just like found a place to sit down. That's not too
Yeah, there's benches and stuff.
okay. Well, I guess it's my turn, isn't it?
What happened?
No, it's all right. Yeah, you sort of inspired me in a way. So I lost my horn over the break. I went back into the grove, the court or whatever that place was. Do you remember we were chased by that giant dragon?
Yeah, that's awful. Why did you go back?
Well, I went back to find where I dropped my backpack. Do you remember the sword and the shield and the armor I first came, that I first had with me when I came to the academy?
Yeah.
The armor, you might remember, was dwarven. The armor and the shield. It was given to me by a group of dwarves that I lived for a couple of years with them growing up. They were adventurers and pioneers, and well, as you can imagine, I really enjoyed my time with them, and so it really was hard for me to lose that shield, that armor. It reminded me of them. And the sword was, well, the sword was sort of the same thing, but it was from another group of people I was with before I came to the academy. Pretty much right before I came to the academy. I probably left them maybe only a couple of months before joining Bright Futures. And I definitely did a lot of my growing up there. I'd say most of my my most formative years. The sword is no more. Whatever happened to it? It rusted away into nothing. All I have left is an old handle. And losing that sword, to me, felt like I lost that connection to those people. It was a gift from... it was a gift.
Well, I'm sorry. I mean, you said you still have the handle, right? So even though it's not like useful as a sword, it still has the memory.
It's broken. It was a ceremonial sword. What's a ceremonial sword but just a handle?
A ceremonial handle.
That wasn't really their custom. I always thought I'd go back one day, but now I don't know if I can.
I'm sure they'd want to see you. If you've been
know.
away for a while, I'd want to see you.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure it works that way.
Well, I'm sorry that you had to go back. When you dropped your bass back, it was because you had to carry Shandi, and then the last person to want to run away was me. I should have picked it up. But
Oh, it's fine. It wasn't your fault, and I don't
I know.
regret dropping my backpack to save any one of us. I wish I just, maybe I should have just left the sword and shield back in the room that day or something. But
You can possibly have known.
And I gave up a lot for it. I gave up the cloak. I gave up that flute axe and my horn, which I never really cared that much about the horns. But now I only have one bird perch on my head, which is a little unfortunate. But,
I can make another. I've gotten really good at making turn horns.
well, if you'll make a horn, I'll stick it onto the end of my stub. Sure.
Okay, we can harden mud and heat it up with fire so it sticks.
All right. I think that's probably a grand idea. We can make a clay horn.
A clay stick horn, and we can decorate it. You can't decorate your other horns. We can put
Right.
colors and
Probably decorate my other horn, but I guess we have more we can do with this one because we can change the shape and I wonder if there's anything useful that could hold in my horns. We could make it like a potion holder.
we can put a hidden compartment.
So we could pop the potions off and
Yeah, we could
I can hang a lantern from it. So that way, well, I have dark vision, but that way, Una could see if she's near it.
we can put a hole in it so birds can go in as a nest.
That's the best idea I've ever heard in my life.
Right? Okay, I'm gonna start thinking of dimensions. Do you want horn? Do you want antler? Do you want do you want tree?
Whatever you think is best, Tether.
Okay. Okay, this has been fun, but now I really want to go back and get started.
On the horn?
Yeah.
Right. Let's go. Get started.
Cool.
And as the two of them head back, arm in arm, as night falls on the Zil'hind district of Khovdek, that is where we will end tonight's session of Dungeon Party.
Yeah, probably best not to follow that with the Shandi shopping arc.
That's what we're known for here.
We will pick up next time with the Shandi shopping arc, though, so keep that in mind. That was such a nice RP, you guys. That was really good. Good energy. Yeah, thank you guys for playing. That was super fun. Thanks for indulging me with my little mock trial bullshit. All you guys ever do is indulge me, and I appreciate that. Just you guys, but also you guys. So thank you for watching. If you're not currently playing a game of Dungeons & Dragons, you should, because it's the only game where you can have a heart-to-heart with your friend and finally open up. It's also the only game where you can get stepped on by a lawyer. So
that didn't happen.
Yeah,
I'm
In our
gonna clear.
dreams. That's for next time.
yeah, it's
The only
very
game where you can
nice.
roll 2 nat 1s in a row.
But yeah, that's us. That's D&D for tonight, for this week.